Back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Lakers weekend, everyone. Closing out the Lakers weekend, closing out the Lakers Summer League, closing out their time in Vegas. It's Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for joining us right here on the Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos is what I also do, where I go ahead and I talk about the latest goings on in the world of pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcast. Tomorrow, we've got an episode that's coming up for you where we're talking the huge success of the Odyssey. Looking forward to talking about that, what's going on with the streaming industry, Netflix, their issues. We're going to talk about that this week. We know SummerSlam is coming up later this pretty soon around the corner as well. Got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about in regards to pop culture right there on the Pop Culture Cosmos. Indeed. Can we sign that guy with the balding spot? Fight on, Trojan. Fight on. Fight on. You mean John Elmore? What's going on, everyone? What's going on? Great to have you here. It is, of course, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching and listening. If you want your Lakers dose of Gerald Glassford, you get it almost every day. Well, actually, lately it's been every day. As far as me, on Lakers Latest for the Fan Arc Network, I'm on every morning. I think it goes up every morning at 8 o'clock Pacific time. So go ahead and check it out there. I go ahead and I talk about what's going on, little bits and pieces from the world of Lakers and the NBA right there with fight on, Trojan, fight on. Indeed. But yeah, Lakers Latest is what I do during the week as well. And we'll try to mix in more shows, but our summer, you just get distracted. In fact, sorry for being late. I got distracted because I was just talking to my brother-in-law over a Zoom call in regards to Summer League. It's still the conversation for Lakers fans everywhere as far as 6-2 on the Lakers summer season. So we'll go ahead and talk about that. Plus, also, yes, can we re-sign LeBron James with the bald spot? I don't know about that one, Intel. I think he's just, like I said, Intel, best that we move on from LeBron. Best that we move on. Yes, as far as that's concerned. But just great to have you here. Just great to have you here talking about the success of the Lakers Summer League team. What does that mean in regards to what we're seeing and how parlay itself during the course as far as the season is concerned? Some of these young guys integrating with the team. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive. I'm going to throw some numbers at you. Some of it's promising. Some of it, maybe a little bit as far as, okay, need some work, but we'll go ahead and discuss that as well. Also wanted to go ahead and make sure we got you guys covered on what's going on with the NBA, including the 3-team trade that was done earlier today in regards to Lou Dort going to Atlanta, Zachary Shishé going to Dallas. I know that's interesting for you, Frank. You get, or Frank, as we remember you by, Frank, my friend. Number one overall draft choice, Zachary Shishé going to Dallas to play with Cooper Flag. And then also as well wanted to go ahead and mention and give a shout out to Ryan Nembhard, who is trying to keep his career alive in the NBA by heading over to Atlanta as well. And OKC is getting some picks, so we'll talk about that as well. Until Wild, appreciate the super chat as always, my friend. Glad to move on from you know who. Indeed, I actually did take down my canvas art. I had it over there up high, but I got the permission on the last live stream that we did from at Drip Show Shop on wherever you get your social media to go ahead and take it down. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it. And there's been a few suggestions. I'll leave it at that. Frank says, I'm super interested in Risa Shea. I don't have high. Yeah, I'm not sure I have much either, but look at it the same way, Frank, that you look at it we look at Connect, that if he has a change of scenery, maybe he can just reignite that shot of his. So we'll see what happens with Risa Shea in Dallas, but also here today, good man indeed. He is returning to us once again. guy that you got to go ahead and check out on the Lakers Corner right there for you on social media and YouTube. It is my good friend, Mr. Zoom executive himself, John Costa. By the way, just so everyone know, Legend has a new job. He is working for a university. So his availability at nights of our time on the Pacific Coast probably will be limited going forward. I will still have him on the channel, maybe do NBA observations with him, but yeah, it's going to just let you guys know. You guys aren't going to see as much of Legend if his schedule continues the way it is, just going forward. New job. What are you going to do? Congrats to him.
What are you gonna do?
Absolutely.
Congrats to him.
Absolutely.
Big time. Doing it for his family, doing it for his
Yeah,
people. So gotta love it.
exactly. Like you with Mr. Zoom Executive, you get that Zoom Executive job. It's like, who are
Exactly.
these small little peons in the
Mm,
world? The Lakers
no.
fast break. Absolutely, indeed.
No, it's more like I miss you guys. I just literally have no time because all my time is working and then being a father, and then sometimes I'm working, being a father, and then shit. After I put my daughter to sleep, I'm back on the computer doing, you know what I'm saying, trying to close these deals. But thank God for that fact that I have a job. I heard something the other day. It was like, thank God for the fact that you have just like something that you gotta like get up and go do. You know what I'm saying? It's like thank God for the fact that you feel like, oh shit, like I gotta figure this out. I gotta go get it done. Because a lot of people don't have that. So that's how I feel. But anyway.
There you go, indeed.
And by the way, I
Intel,
have this thing here. I don't want to hear anything weird. My back hurts like crazy. I'm old, Gerald. I took my daughter to the park today, and I lifted her up, Gerald, and literally my shoulder started spaz and hurting like so bad. So, and I work from home, so I don't want to hear it.
do you see this face? Do you see this face? This is a man who has two herniated discs. I have seen MRIs with fluid coming out of discs. So you'll forgive me if I do not have much sympathy for the 25,
27.
27. Oh, dear God, you're so much older. Yes. 27-year-old man holding up his daughter.
Hey,
Mhm.
I was it was on a playground. It was kind of high up, and I was like, "Ow!" But anyway, we're here, Gerald. We're here, brother. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Intel, thank you so much. He said this is
Shout
for
out Intel.
Lakers fast break in the corner. Gave us $50, so we will split it.
Oh no,
When
brother,
as
that's you.
as you know, YouTube takes a while to do, but with this will be split with you. I will remember it.
Yeah,
And this is
that's you,
summer months.
brother.
It's pretty easy to remember. It's like we're doing shows every day right now, so I will remember it, and it will be divvied up accordingly. Until you have my word. Truly appreciate it. Very kind of you to do so, indeed.
Thank
Oh,
you,
look
Intel.
who's here! Look who is here!
Oh
There he
shit!
is. There
My
he is, indeed.
dog. What's up, Joe?
It is, of course, the guy from the Joe Soro experiment. It is Joe Soro. Joe, good to have you here. Very happy about the Dodgers taking Manhattan. As far as it's concerned, looking good. The only thing that stopped the Dodgers was the rain. So otherwise, there you go. It would have swept the Yankees in New York. Always a good thing to happen, indeed. But guys, let's get into it. Wanted to go ahead and talk about the Lakers' summer as a whole. I know you guys haven't seen everything as far as what you saw in summer league. I think you guys got general ideas of what happened. Um, Interesting tale of two players as far as the stars for the Lakers are concerned. I'll start with you, John, since you came in first. Your thoughts, Adu Thiero and Cameron Carr. Want to know your initial impressions of how they had their summer. To give you an outline and everyone an outline, started off great for Cameron Carr, kind of slid off quite a bit. But then again, I still want to thank the Lakers for playing him. They easily could have shut him down when his shot started to go awry, but they didn't. And no, he never really regained his form. He still got a lot of needed experience out there in summer league. John, your thoughts on Cameron Carr, and I'll hit Joe up with what he saw from Adu Thiero.
Yes, man. Gerald, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said he got the experience, he got the reps. And when I watch summer league, like that's honestly the only thing I'm really watching for. Like, yeah, I mean, you know, you don't want to lose games, but it's really about the experience, the reps. Go out there and make those mistakes. And I'm gonna let Joe do do Theo, but for him more than anyone, like I mean, yeah, you know, Cameron Carr, you saw the fact that you know he has a little bit of a shaky handle, but he can shoot the ball a little bit. You know, the shot's a little bit inconsistent, but you got to expect that with the player going on to go, you know, going to the next level. But with a do, what I really liked, Gerald, was something that we already all known and seen, just the raw athleticism, right? Just the raw athleticism on both ends. He can be a legit two-way player in this league, a legit. I wouldn't say two-way star, but he could be a two-way player. The offensive end is needs some work, but that defensive end a lot of times is, you know, we all like play sports. Is when defense, it's truthfully just dog. How much dog do you have in you? And if you got dog and you got that athleticism in you, he the ability to guard multiple positions. He's got the ability to jump. He's got the ability to honestly, like I said, be a two-way player. But biggest thing he's got to do, in my opinion, is get down you know, the offensive side of the game. But Cameron Carr, it's for me the biggest thing that I took from it, besides the reps that he got, was we got a good shooter, and you love having solid shooters around Luca. What's going on, Deshaun? Nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you stopping by. Joe, they're trying to get you drunk today. Joe, 5 shots in 20 minutes for 100.
I've already been drinking.
Oh shit, Joe. Is it gonna be one of those nights? He's gonna be one of those nights, Joe.
It's there for you if you desire, Joe. But 5 shots in 20 minutes.
Let me
for
think about it. Give me about 2 hours. I'll think about it.
Okay, fair enough.
Joe,
So
bro,
let me
what's
get
up? I feel like I ain't seen my dog Joe in hella long. Damn, last time I seen Joe was when we was eating the food over there at the
Yeah,
Italian
it's
spot.
been I don't know. I
It's
don't know.
summer. It's
summer,
that kind of
bro.
summer.
Yeah.
I gotta go to Arizona this week and look at some stuff, and then
Honestly, our life is so busy during the Lakers season. Like, damn near got to get hella everything done during the off season. I'm gonna be honest.
I was supposed to go to my office tonight, and then Gerald hit me up, which I started laughing too, because as soon as I have an open breathing area, something comes up, and my guy Tommy that has a office next door, he's been trying to get his car in my warehouse so that he could have a little bit more room, and he's mad at me now, so I gotta figure out what the hell I'm gonna do with that.
But at least Gerald's not mad at you.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet, indeed. But I want to go ahead and ask you, Joe. I talked about Intel. Thank you, Intel. You're awesome, man.
Wow.
Truly appreciate Intel. Joe can do it. Yes, he can. He's our guy. He's our man. Blah 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 blah. But anyways, Joe, I want to ask your thoughts on Adu Thiero and Cameron Carr. Again, as I said, Cameron Carr started out like a house of fire, really showing a lot, and it was interesting to see the comments of, not only in the DMs that you guys have on WhatsApp, but the text chain. The Lakerholics.com site died, but the Lakerholics still live on my text, as they just constantly text each other with their barrage at each other. So that obviously part of it didn't die, but Cameron Carr started out like a house of fire at the California Classic, came to Vegas, cooled off. What's going on, Craig? Cooled off considerably, but still, I like the fact that they played him. I like the fact that they kept playing him when other teams may have shut down their players. I'm going to give credit to the guys, teams like Chicago with Caleb Wilson. Tonight we saw for the championship, Memphis, they kept Cameron Boozer, the number 3 pick, out there until the very end. Credit to them. Credit to those teams that are giving these guys experience. With Adu Thiero, Joe, Adu started out very slow in the California Classic. And then once he stepped foot in Vegas, it just seemed like he was a completely different player. And while everybody's oohing and ahhing at the electrifying dunks, I'm more enthused by the well-rounded play I saw, the vision that I saw on his passing, the rebounding, the attention to defense. His 3-point shot still sucks, Let's just be plain. When you're, I think he made one
I
all.
want to say his offensive game kind of low-key sucks.
Well, it's still sketchy. I get that. His free throw shooting is also hit and miss too as well. But his passing, the things he did on defense, and his rebounding, and the things he needed to do to help this team win 6 out of 8 games. That's what impressed me most about Adou Thiero and Cameron Carr. Again, even though his game slid off here in Vegas, the fact that he was playing, getting that experience, I think really will help him as well.
It's been quite a busy few weeks. Obviously, the World Cup has taken a lot of attention, even for those who don't follow soccer like I do. I did watch it. I did watch the final tonight.
Me too.
Today.
Can you believe that?
And then the Dodgers having a split doubleheader. I mean, I was pretty much watching sports 9 straight hours. I was supposed to go do stuff in the backyard and swim, and then tonight I was supposed to go and work because I get interrupted, and I still get interrupted. So, but in the few games I've been trying to follow, because I haven't been able to get to all the summer league games. I noticed in game 2, what was it? I think it was against the Heat. Yeah, I think it was the Heat. I saw the vision in Adou, and I was quite impressed.
Ooh, come on.
And I didn't get a chance to see much after that, after the first game. I watched the first game. I've watched the first full game. And then I watched some of the Miami Heat game. And looking at some of the highlights, what Adou has is he has elite athleticism with size. And if he works on his game, he will be a stud.
Two-way star. Two-way above.
Now, the
both
problem with today's player, and this is why I can't get excited anymore, really for anything, is because I don't know if him playing balls out like he does is going to last. He doesn't. Guys don't play hurt anymore. They don't last more than maybe a few months before they get hurt and they have to sit down. That's my only issue with the freakishness of his ability to do what he's doing. The shot, in terms of his shot, it's going to come down to his ability to say, I'm going to be a better shooter. Is he going to hang out with Austin Reeves during the offseason, or is he going to hang out at the gym? Those are questions that we're going to have to ask ourselves as the season progresses.
By the way, golf police. I was told that we are. Anybody who focuses in on Reeves at the golf course, Joe, is part of the Austin Reeves golf police.
we don't want him on a golf course.
Actually, we don't really need to be the police, because every time I see a photo of anything with him, he's on the course.
Real shit.
And I don't. Look,
I just want to add on. May I add on one thing? Luka Doncic, in an interview, said he was really enthused and excited for the Lakers team. Guess who he did it with? Golf Digest. There you
go. Yeah. Again, the news cycle has always been a problem in sports and society. The inability for the crowd to not get influenced by it, because people are sheep, and those who think they're not sheeps are. There's not a lot of wolves, guys. People who think they're wolves are not wolves usually. If you know this because of the influence. So you listen to the current journalism, which is what, X? That's journalism now, right? You'll go through a couple of posts, and the reason why I see some of these posts is because I have people like Empire Jeff posting, and whatever he's posting too, there's stuff like there, and then I'll comment on some of the stuff, and then I'll slowly realize, like, what am I doing? Like, you got Padre fans that are commenting about Dodger stuff every post. I go, you guys don't see what this idiot's doing? This guy has no material for the Padres. No one would read his stuff. So he's got to put a bunch of crap about the Dodgers so that he can get attention. And then I noticed it even more with a lot of these reaction videos. There was this one guy that was reacting, I remember months ago, to where he wasn't happy with whatever was going on with a particular team. Then I find out he was doing the same thing with other teams. I'm like, what, really? Get a job, man. So, yeah, based off of my assessment on what I've seen and the highlights that I've seen, because I haven't been able to watch a lot of the Summer League. It's just been too busy. Too busy in terms of sports. Like every time Summer League was on, the Dodgers were on. Every time there was a break, it was a double hitter. Every time it was something, it was soccer. So it's been tough to watch the Summer League games. I just haven't been able to get to it. But setting aside the uselessness of the scumbags that are out there, Adu has to do what he's doing now to make an impression, and he's able to do it physically. But he's going to have to learn how to shoot at some point. This is the league that you're in.
Not only shoot, but also be able to put the ball on the ground and create.
I saw him break some guys down. I know it's going to be different when he's playing against somebody like Isaiah Joe or
NBA level.
The
that's
concern
different.
is though, but the concern is those when they start scouting him, if he does become a rotation player, they're going to scout on him and play him to drive, which means they'll allow him to shoot from deep distance. And as we saw, that's the one caveat that didn't really go well for him, is shooting from distance so far this summer.
Shooting from distance confidently, yeah.
I mean, that's anyone, right? I mean, didn't the Spurs sort of?
He only made 1 3-pointer all summer.
Didn't the Spurs kind of do that to Shea Gilgeous a little bit? He wasn't really getting to the basket much.
Yeah, they forced him to shoot. Yeah, I
mean,
go ahead.
The NBA, as you get into a deeper and deeper into the game, you have to make shots.
Yeah.
Do you hear that, Austin Reeves? You have to make shots.
You got to be able to make shots at the defense.
If you don't make shots, it doesn't really matter how good your athleticism is. A 6-foot player in Jalen Brunson. Sorry, Jalen, I know you're not 6'2". You're 6 feet tall. Yeah, you got punked by a 6-footer. There's really only been 2 other 6-footers that I've seen, and even those guys' heights are in question. One is Isaiah, but I don't think Isaiah actually ever lied about his height. Isaiah has said he's 5'10". He's legit. Only Isaiah and AI that I've ever seen that have been small guys that have dominated the way Jalen did here this year. And the reason why he dominated was because he was able to make shots. And it was relentless. It was constant. And if you don't make shots in this league, the San Antonio Spurs will definitely vouch for that, especially late in the game. No matter how good Wemby is.
Also,
it just doesn't matter.
To expound on that, Joe, especially when we talk about Jalen Brunson, like he was making anything. When the defense were forcing him to shoot, he was catching that bitch. When they were forcing him to go to the hoop, he was getting to the hoop at will. And to make the correlation here to Adu, I think that Adu can maybe put the ball on the ground a little bit. I don't think he can do it confidently and at an NBA level when there's starting players around him or even bench players around him.
I don't think that should be his focus anyways, honestly. His give and go game, his ability to be the trailer. If you watch these Summer League games, I saw a lot of the highlights. That's the only way I could kind of know what was going on, just highlights. Mm-hmm. Seeing just his ability to get a couple steps ahead is a huge asset.
He gets out on the break well.
Absolutely.
Maybe taking over the LeBron as far as
yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, because LeBron, his thing last year was he was at the best at the league in leaking out on the fast break.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, you could say cherry picking or whatever you want to say and call it.
Get back on defense.
I'm sorry. This is not.
Get back on defense.
This is not the YMCA cherry picking.
Get back on.
This is the NBA. I don't give a damn how you get your points. You get your points. It's legit.
I mean, yeah. So Thiero can take up some of that from what we saw as far as having him out on the break.
High motor guy. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, it's
High motor.
the issue is going to be injuries. That's all that is. That's all the NBA is. Flopping and injuries. That's one of the hardest things to watch about soccer too. I just felt like soccer.
Ooh, that shit was crazy today.
I mean, it was really hard to watch. I saw some good ball. Don't get me wrong, but it's absolutely just exhausting watching these guys flail and flop, and they're like grown women yapping at the
Grown
same time. I'm like, what is this? What's going on?
Hey,
You're
shout out
supposed to
to
be
that kid,
supposed to
though.
be men and athletes, right? But Adu may have some usefulness this coming year if he's healthy.
If he's healthy.
He can get 10 points off the bench just off his athleticism. And then as far as Cameron Carr is concerned, because he can shoot, his development will be much quicker. But of course, his size is an issue. He can't handle the ball. But that's okay. That's okay. Hey, sit in the corner over there when you have Luka, Austin, and let's say, I don't know, ZR Williams, maybe. If they're all hot, guess what? They're gonna have to leave somebody open. It'd be nice to use him every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like I said, and also kind of agree with Joe. Just he's gonna be a high motor guy. He's gonna be able to get 10 points off having high energy, cleaning up shots on the glass, leaking out on the break.
Fearless, John.
And real quick,
He's fearless. I really like the fact he's fearless. It's to a fault because he will have his shot blocked quite a bit
mhm.
because he tries to think he can jump over everybody, and then the realization is in the NBA, John. What
Can't
is
do that,
realization?
but
No, you
can't do that.
You will
They-
see his shot blocked a lot, but you know what? I take it
I'll
because
take it.
you want that fearless. You want that fearlessness. You want that aggressiveness to the basket, John.
And you know what's the opposite of that? And y'all heard me. I was on
DeAndre
here.
Ayton.
Come on, y'all heard me. I was on here all last season talking about somebody that's afraid to shoot, or even a Jake LaRavia. Sometimes when Jake, y'all know how I feel about Jake. Sometimes he's just scared to shoot. He acting like he don't even like belong out there, or even Dalton Connect. Those are two that are the opposite of that. Like they're over analyzing it. But yeah, no, you gotta love a dude's just fearlessness to get to the hoop, and I really do think he can add a lot on defense, and he needs to figure out on offensive end because I've been saying this now for 2 years, and every year that it goes by, I think it's becoming more and more real. The NBA is getting to a point, Gerald and Joe, to where if you cannot play defense and provide something on the offensive end, at least a little bit, you are going to get played off the court at some point. If you're trying to win an NBA Finals, this is not going to happen. It happened to the best of them. Luka Doncic. Look at the Mavs. Look that Mavs run. Like, I think he was a big reason.
What is going on here?
What happened, Joe? I saw LeBron argue with the ref as another team dribble. Oh yeah, for sure. LeBron definitely will do that. LeBron is notorious for that. LeBron and Luka, unfortunately, are the number two notorious.
So
and
now we only have one. We only have one now.
You know what's crazy, Joe? So like, y'all know how I feel about LeBron and like Luka. Like even before he came to the Lakers, he was my second favorite player. And I'm like, damn, like my first two players, my favorite two players are like whiners. Like, damn, like what that say about me? Like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway,
do you whine?
I don't whine. No, not like them when I hoop. It ain't no point. But also, I play in an adult league, so it's a little different. You know, I wouldn't even say anything to
play
the
in
ref.
adult league too. So.
They, kind of, but they get paid millions of dollars.
That's true.
But they don't get buckets like me though. Cool.
Once again, it is Lakers weekend. It is the Lakers fast break. It is John Costa with Lakers Corner, Joe Soro with the Joe Soro Experiment, and me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching and listening. Truly appreciate it. Joe, we are now 15 players. Actually, I got corrected that on Lakers latest, and I was like, Lakers lead had 14. ESPN's has 15. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we have 15 players on the roster right now for the Lakers. You know, with the rumors of Jonathan Kuminga, especially now, he's going to have to figure out what he's going to do after that trade that happened earlier today, which we'll discuss here later on. And then you have the talk of Matisse Thybulle. There's PJ Washington talk still around. What are the Lakers going to do with the roster? Because they're at 15. Is it a finalized roster? I mean, they haven't even figured. I mean, fans are pining for Arthur Kaluma to get at least a two-way from the team. And right now, the Lakers don't even have that to offer unless they kick someone out.
No, AK's there, Peter Suter's there, and then Manning is there. I don't think this is going to be the final roster, anyways. I think there's still a deal that they're trying to get together.
Mhm.
That's my. I feel pretty confident that there's going to be another deal. My, I guess, assessment's going to be what happens in training camp. If I see a two-way player show some skills, and you're already tapped out, either you gotta trade a couple of those guys on the roster for let's say if you're able to drop, let's say you're somehow can drop 2 out of the 3 guys that have been rumored to be in a package deal, which is Jared Vanderbilt, Jake LaRavia, or Dalton Connect. Dalton Connect is essentially an expiring contract because the Lakers have a player option or a team option on him after the end of the year. And then you got Jake LaRavia, and then of course you got Jared Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt obviously would be the ideal guy to get out of here. But I don't know who's going to take him without asking for something, unless there's a 3-team or 4-team deal where you can throw him in there for salary purposes. Unless 2 of those 3 guys are gone and replacing those 2 players with 1 guy, you're going to have a full roster. And I feel there's a couple players right now that are better than Bronny James. So if they get to a point where, hey, we need to bring this guy in, we can't just let this guy go because of Bronny James, then do the Lakers just tell him to? Do they send him to wherever he's going with his pops for a 2nd-round pick? If Pelinka can get a 2nd-round pick for Bronny, that lessens a little bit of the problem from the initial problem.
So let me ask you this, John, get in on this as far as Bronny, one of our favorite subjects here at the Lakers Fast Break. Do you think he gets moved, especially when Daddy figures out his thoughts on his team, on his next team?
I'm gonna go get shots because I can't let Intel.
Yeah, he
drop
paid. He already paid
without
100.
doing something. I'll be back.
All right.
I appreciate it, Joe.
Joe,
kind of seems like Bronny has been very comfortable.
Been very comfortable. Been doing like little fanatic pop, guest pop-up shows or guest appearances or whatever.
Went to Lakers Summer League.
Went to Lakers Summer League when he should have been playing in that motherfucker, acting like he's better than being out there. Anyway, look, the way I feel about that, Gerald, is like Bronny better not be holding us up between doing something. Like if Bronny is in the way of us doing a trade or he's holding up a roster spot, now I'd actually be pissed. Like when LeBron was on the team, I mean, yeah, it was annoying, but at the same time, Gerald, like how many times, not only in the NBA, but just like in business, do you see like businesses or companies catering to, their guy, their star, and it was before the whole Luka situation. So I say all this to say that like when he was on the team, it was annoying, but it was still like, all right, catering Bron's helping us win. If that is what it is what it is. But now, like not having like Bron not being here, why the fuck is Bronny here? Like why the fuck is Bronny here? That's kind of generally why I see it. Because to Joe's point, I think there's a lot of better players that could serve and maybe gonna serve a couple of minutes, just like how Bronny would, but at least be able to best serve some of those minutes, or even be able to just be playable come a deep playoff run. So all this to say, Gerald, that why is Bronny here? I guess why is Bronny here if Bron's not here? That's where I'm at with that, and he better not be holding us up between us getting a player, and he better not be holding up a roster spot. Trade Bronny for Bol. That's hella funny.
There you go. Nice one, Bobs. Nice one, Bobsy. There you go, indeed. But
all right,
Serge, great to have you here as well, my man. Great to have
Serge.
You here, Serge. Let me ask you this then, while Joe's still taking the shots. Then,
That's rough.
The constant rumor that's also out there is trying to package some of
That
our.
was at the rim.
Oh,
Woo!
wow.
Ha!
I damn near felt that over here.
That might have been
Uh,
2 shots.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, John. While Joe recovers, the constant hope, I guess, among Lakers fans is that we can have a magical trade that gets us Jonathan Kuminga. Your thoughts on Jonathan Kuminga joining the Lakers and what that would do, and then also the magical trade that keeps popping up that the Lakers will also simultaneously get rid of some of the less desirable players that are currently on this roster simultaneously. So somehow we're magically going to get rid of Vando, Connect, Laravia for some seconds and magically get Jonathan Kuminga in this place.
Well, I'll tell you this, Gerald. You can always count on a Laker fan to be delusional. You can always count on the Laker fan base. And that's one, I love being a Lakers fan. That's like one thing I've always understood as to why people sometimes can hate Laker fans, because we can be very delusional at times. Well, not we. I feel like just the fan base, but we keep it real here at the Lakers Fast Breaking at the Lakers Corner. But Gerald, Jonathan Kuminga could actually be a good addition to this team. We're talking about way more polished and a way better version of a Dude Thero, right? Just a pure. How do you feel about that? I mean, they're both just.
Ask yourself why did he play himself out of 2 different locations?
Well,
why did
the
Atlanta
Warriors was a terrible fit for him. I'm gonna be honest.
Why is that the case? Because
Steve Kerr literally hoed his younger players.
Why did Steve Kerr not want to play him?
Steve Kerr has historically, Gerald, not played young players.
Then why did he burn his bridge in Atlanta, not pick up the $24 million?
I'm not. You got to ask Legend. I'm not a Hawks fan.
Well, we actually did. We discussed this, and remember with Kuminga, he never even cracked the starting roster in Atlanta once he was traded over there. So you have to ask yourself why these things happen.
I never said he's gonna make us Kuminga coming on the team is gonna make us a championship contender. But
he's an athletic scorer, but he doesn't stretch the floor and he doesn't play defense.
I'm taking Jonathan Kuminga over Jake LaRavia. I'm taking Jonathan Kuminga.
Oh yeah,
so that's my point, right?
That's not fair.
But that's my point. I'm not saying that putting Jonathan Kuminga on this team now makes us a championship contender. But what I'm saying is that it immediately, I think, in my opinion, makes us a better team because we have a better player. Again, I'm taking Jonathan Kuminga.
But you're going to pay him probably at least twice the amount.
I'm going to be honest. He might have to fuck around and take this vet minimum. He doesn't have much money offer. Look around. Okay. Look around the league, especially now that they just did that trade and they got Lou Dort. Like he doesn't have much. I'm gonna be honest. He might have to take around his vet minimum for the Lakers. Again, sit around and call me crazy if you want, but Gerald, I do think, and I know for a fact, Jonathan Kuminga would make this team better than having a player like Jake LaRavia. So I'm not gonna argue with that. It would make us a championship contender.
Expectations people have that Kuminga is the second coming, and they never look at the total picture.
No, I'm not saying that. But and I never said that. All I said is a way better version.
Nor am I insinuating you are, but I'm saying there are other individials that say, "Oh, he'd be fantastic. He'd be tremendous."
I think he'd be a good fit.
Laker Tom and as far as so many other people are trying to go ahead and justify it. He's a nice player. But you also got to ask yourself, Joe, why has he burned his bridges with 2 different locations? Now, again, overpaying, in my opinion, has been the theme of the summer for Rob Pelinka. He's overpaid on several contracts this summer that I'm not exactly thrilled with. Jonathan Kuminga, I don't know what exactly now he can command now that trade with Atlanta is done, and they're most likely not going to do anything else in regards to that. But your thoughts on Jonathan Kuminga and what he would add to this team?
Positive side is they don't have anyone that could play the wing, and he would. The negative is basketball is not a hard sport to assess, even though it has been a little bit more unique lately. You've had guys like Jalen Brunson, who did what he did. You got Nikola Jokic, who was a second-round pick, who became a 3-time MVP, should be a 5-time MVP. So there's been some uniqueness in the NBA this last probably 6-7 years that we probably haven't seen in the past. However, Kuminga isn't a malcontent, but it seems like, and I have a lot of trust in someone like Quinn Snyder. Quinn Snyder's a pretty level-headed guy. If Steve Kerr was the issue and he just didn't like Jonathan Kuminga, I go, okay, let's kind of see what's up with that. Okay, maybe it is his fault, just to placate it. But if Quinn Snyder didn't have any use for you, now it's two places where you have pretty credible coaches.
And who does that remind you of from last summer? Who does that remind you of?
Again, that's why I started the conversation. He's not DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton is a problem. He's a problem emotionally. He dumbs down everything around him. I don't see that with Kuminga in terms of what I've heard. He doesn't. I haven't heard anything where he's a mental midget in any way. Maybe he's just not good enough. Maybe he thinks he's better than he is. There have been plenty of guys in the NBA that have done stuff like that. However, if you can get him at the right number and you're able to move certain liabilities that you have, I absolutely would make the deal. But I don't think JJ Redick is going to be – JJ Redick's actually a much bigger jerk than Steve Kerr and Quinn Snyder. So if Kuminga starts to get under his skin, he's probably just going to be like, sit down, you ain't playing.
Yeah.
But then again, it's going to be a problem if you paid him $20 million for 3 years. That can't happen. I think that's what's holding up. I like the PJ Washington rumors. If this somehow they can get him, that would be nice.
I don't know. I don't think Dallas does another deal with LA for a while.
They damn near can't do another deal with LA. They
think
might.
It's bad PR, Joe.
That would be terrible PR. They would damn near riot in Dallas. But not. I was gonna say about the Jonathan Kuminga move. To expand on what Joe said, I think you're adding a player that can play the wing, he can play defense, he can help hide Luka a little bit. We're hoping Luka's getting, working on his defense, but you know what, Luka Doncic, you are not here to play defense. It's not what we're asking you here to do. Now we're asking you to hold up your end a little bit. So I say what I just say. You add in a player like Kuminga, it helps hide Luka, helps have a player to play the wing. And again, if we get him at the right price, that's great. And I really do think that his options around the league are running dry. So he might have to take prove it 1 year, maybe a couple of years deal with the Lakers. What's up, Joe? Oh, what is that? That's sickening. This thing, bro. This thing is called literally, I think it's called like Tech Neck or something like that. But essentially, it's like this like little thing, and you can like massage the back of your neck. It's for people that are like on the computer.
It's like a cane for an old man. What the hell are you doing?
I did hurt my arm getting my daughter up on the playground earlier. I ain't gonna lie, on some old shit. But you can also.
Can you put that away? You look like a damn fool.
No. This is literally helping me. I've told Gerald I'm using this. This thing's helping my back.
How old are you?
He's complaining about his back, Joe, and he's not even 30.
How old are you?
27. But listen, y'all. Listen. I hurt my back. Y'all never hurt y'all back?
Yeah, lifting cars.
No, okay. Now you're just drunk.
Or 800-pound rolls like an idiot sideways.
No, listen. I think it was just bad placing. Like I had my daughter, and I was just
man. I don't want to hear any excuses, man.
No,
I keep telling you this. By the way, for the record,
I
I never hurt my back in my 20s.
Oh, that's cap.
Yeah, I could have lifted. Cap. I could have lifted houses on top of that. No, I never got hurt when I was in my 20s.
That's cat.
It didn't happen until I hit the 4 number. Then it was like,
my gosh.
Oh shoot,
it went off. Joe, you're so right on that. It went. Oh my god, it went off. 20s and 30s.
Dude, I had a scratch
Oh,
on my hand. It was like
Hey,
not even. It was.
Isaac saying
I didn't even know. I didn't even remember scratching. I'm looking. I'm like, what the heck
Look,
is this?
I'm not gonna lie. This right
As
here.
soon as I turned 40, I'm looking at it 3 months later. I'm like, why is this still here?
Yeah. Hey, Stan. Hey, I see it, Delonte. I see you in the chat. What's up, brother? Delonte, I'm not 21. I wish I was 21. I had my daughter when I was 20, not 21. But I say that to say this thing right here is actually a great tool to not only help massage you if you ain't got nobody to massage you, or for me, massage your feet, stretch out. This is great.
Will you stop?
This is great. This is great. Delonte, what's up, brother? Search, I appreciate you for showing love. Thank you. Always sharing the channel.
when you hit your 40s, it just deteriorates. Just
Hey, I hoop like twice, maybe 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Keep me in shape.
bend with your knees. Do not
Massage you. Yeah,
with use your arms. Just that back. You forget. You think in your 20s everything's all good. You lift stuff. I was lifting the heavy Sony 40-inch CRTs TVs. No problem. There you go. 300 pounds with people. No problem lifting up. Yeah, that stuff catches up to you. It catches up. Man.
Listen, shout out to Isaac. Isaac knows what I'm talking about. He said, I've injured myself many times. It's good for knots. If you have any knots on your body, this thing will take it out in an instant.
Joe, where do you think the knot is on John right now?
Regardless of the age.
It's a big one right in the middle of his brain.
That's what I thought you'd say.
They got a spot. Hey, real shit. Hey, my boy Delonte, he real for that. They got a sponsor.
Okay, so Joe thinks that Joe thinks that the Lakers are not done making moves. Again, 15 players already signed.
They need a wing.
2 ways.
They don't have a wing.
They need forwards, Joe. They don't have a starting.
They have no wing at all. Like, I'm sorry, but Vanderbilt's not a wing. I don't care if he plays the position. He's not.
If Vanderbilt plays the wing, we're absolutely.
You're dead. Like there is no. I mean, I went kind of conservative in saying, "Oh, I think they're going to make a deal." No, they have to make a deal.
They have no problem forwards, no starting forwards.
And then they're going to have to understand that there's some talent on the summer league team. And if they come into training camp and they blow the doors out of the building, you're going to have to make a decision here. And they might not have to worry about that. Again, I think LeBron's going to end up going LeBron is going to go somewhere, and then I think they're going to send his boy over there. If they can get a second-round pick from him, that'd be freaking awesome. But anyone who trades for Bronny James and uses a second-round pick should be fired immediately.
So let me ask you this. Okay, so when you see ESPN and CBS with their projected lineups, John, here we go. And Jared Vanderbilt is the starting power forward on the team. What does that tell you?
That tells
barbecue
you
chicken for the opponent.
Barbecue chicken, and that tells you that we're going backwards.
Reverse, not us.
We're going backwards.
We're the barbecue chicken.
We're going backwards. That's what it tells me, and it tells me.
I don't even know what the hell that means, by the way.
Barbecue it just means you're getting fried. You know what I'm saying? It just means you're getting cooked. Like,
why didn't you just say fried chicken then?
Well, shit, you can say whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You made more sense saying it that way than Shaq did. Because I never understood what the hell that meant. Oh, he's fried chicken. If you'd have said fried chicken, I was like, oh yeah, fried. Yeah, okay, I got it. What the hell's barbecue
but
chicken?
You guys, okay, hold on. Let me in the chat. Yeah, you're mentioning names as this guy's a small forward. This guy, they're not starting level players.
Yeah, I think I don't think Cameron Carr. Well, I know for a fact Cameron Carr is not a starting level player. You might be
paying Quentin Grimes as a starting level player, but when he was playing last year on a somewhat healthy Philadelphia team, he didn't start. Sandro Mamu was playing quite a bit for Toronto. Was he a starter? Was he a starter last year?
Got a couple 6-man votes. No, he got a couple 6-man votes though.
There you go.
Hey,
I mean, when we sign these guys, John, I'm like, okay, it's an overpay, but at least he's going to improve the bench. Oh, they're your starters? That's the problem.
Yeah, the problem.
You don't have NBA level starters at your forward position.
Luka, AR, and Quentin Grimes. That's not tough as in like, oh man, that's tough. It isn't good. Tough as in like, that's gonna be hard for us to get a lot of stops. So I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna be hard for us to get stops. points, we'll put him up in bunches, but the entire league can put up points in bunches.
Then let me ask you this, John, on top of it. Who blocks shots outside of Aduthiero and Walker Kessler? Where's your size?
Hey, we got Kevon Looney, babies. Don't play with him, man. I'm just kidding. But we do got Kevon Looney. I mean, yeah, it's Kevon Looney. That unfortunately, it's Kevon Looney. It's Walker Kessler. It's Mamu. It's that's it. And then we're gonna have to have our Adu, right, with his athleticism. Cameron Carr is gonna have to come up big. He's playing at 3, I guess. So I mean, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for us. Who was Sandro gonna start over? Let's be for real. When he was on the Raptors, let's see who was on that Raptors team with him.
He was, again, he has been a reserve for his entire career, and now you're asking him to take that next step as a starter. Same thing for Quentin Grimes. The only time he was a real starter in the league was when he was traded from Dallas to Philadelphia. Philadelphia was in full tank mode 2 seasons ago. Let him play, and he scored 20, and he averaged 20 points a game for Philadelphia then.
He was going crazy, though.
Again, yeah, because when you're tanking, you don't care. You're going to say, Quentin, take all the shots you want. So again, you guys got to put it in perspective and understand that the Lakers do not have anyone at the forward position right now, Joe, that is a legitimate starter, which again, Kuminga, if he comes in, I guess he's the closest thing to it.
He is that.
That's why there's
he's not even a starter though, John.
There's going to be a deal. There's going to be a deal for a 3, whomever that is. There's no way you can go into the season with Jared Vanderbilt as your 3.
Or your 4.
I mean, y'all keep saying that, but I think the starting lineup would actually be Luka, AR, Quentin Grimes, Jake LaRavia, and then Walker Kessler. So Jake would play it.
Okay, what?
not that it's much better, but I'd rather have Jake than Vando.
Okay, was it you were saying all last year about Jake LaRavia?
I'd rather have him than Vando. I watched Vando fucking brick a side 3.
I'd rather have neither.
Neither for sure. I'd rather play 4-on-5. You're right, but nah. Real talk though, between Vando and Jake, I'd rather have Jake. Unfortunately. Which is why
this comes from the man who really
doesn't. I don't see Jake. Yeah, no Jake. Oh, you don't like no Jake? Yeah, I don't like Jake too, Delonte. I've always felt weird about his inconsistencies, but have we seen Vando on the offensive end? There's no chance. We'd be playing 4-on-5.
So, Joe, let me ask you this. I mean, was this actually planned out and thought out well by Rob Pelinka?
Since the signings happened in a 5-minute span, it looks like it was.
Right.
Looks like it.
Everybody was like, he's working. Everybody's like, he's
do you think Rob was intending to do more or planning to do more?
There wasn't a lot of talent this summer. Unfortunately, that played a much bigger part than the signings. There's just no other way for him to fill the roster with anyone else other than the people that he filled it up with. They needed a center, and they needed a center that was viable as a player that could defend and possibly be someone that could be a threat on the offensive end, and that's what you had with Kessler. They gave up 2 first-round picks for him and 2 swaps. It's an overpay unless he's an all-star, right? Or something like that. However, the NBA has a problem in terms of their collective bargaining agreement. They have to pay up to 90% of the salary cap. So it doesn't matter if they don't want to pay. They have to pay. It's part of the rules.
You're awesome.
That whole thing with Kobe and getting $30 million, if you look back on what was going on during that time, they had to give that money to somebody. Of course they're going to give it to Kobe. And I'm surprised that these smart guys that are making all that big money at ESPN and Fox, I'm surprised no one really makes this a very, very big talking point. It's always the same stupid story. Oh, I can't believe he did this. It's they overpaid or they did. I'm like, well, do you know that the NBA, like all 30 teams, have to spend up to 90% of the salary cap? That's the deal they agreed to.
I understand, but it's who you spend it on that might be part of
Who?
the problem when you build a team.
Who was a better center than Kessler this summer?
Again, I would have, as I outlined with Stefan, and it's something that will never be seen. I'll have to go ahead and record with him again because he had technical problems. Lakers could have done something with a better front line with what we saw with what's gone on with the deal with Jalen Duren, and then go and get a guy with Khalil Ware for the same cost that you're paying for Austin Reeves in a sign and trade. Because again, Austin Reeves is going to be a problem in the playoffs with his defense. So Jalen Duren, an athletic 4 out there, and then, like I said, Khalil Ware on a rookie contract at $4 million these were gettable guys. These are guys that you can get sign and trades for. You can get trades for with just second round picks. These are guys that you can make deals for that can do a lot more for you as far as versatility, athleticism, can do a lot of things that Walker Kessler can do by himself, but it's 2 individuals that are playing instead of 1.
They said Jalen Durkant.
Sorry.
They're not feeling it. They're not like Jalen
Okay, who has gotten to be an All NBA 13? Was it Jalen Duren or Walker Kessler?
Look, back to what I was saying.
You're already
before.
paying Walker Kessler like
doesn't-
he's an All NBA player.
The NBA is the easiest game, is the easiest sport, or basketball is the easiest sport to assess talent as a nobody. Like someone, you can tell when someone is a really good basketball player and what their skills are. But there's been a little bit of a change, a drastic change in terms of talent evaluation. Those who you think might be marginal or good instead of great have come out of that box. Again, Jalen Brunson being one of those guys. You've had guys that have not been picked as a high draft pick that are now, and I'm talking deep, not Giannis at 15 or at Kawhi Leonard at, what was it, 17 with the Indiana Pacers. Like those are few and far between, but they're starting to become the norm. I mean, I still remember when Paul Pierce dropped to 10 and he became what he became. It was like you might as well have picked him in the 4th round in the 80s when they had 4 rounds. Like that was just a horrible miss by so many teams. You don't really know anymore now. You don't know if Cameron Carr is going to be a star. You don't know if Adu is going to be a star. You don't know if Kessler's all of a sudden going to flip the switch, become a 2010 beast who can play defense. Brook Lopez, for me, that was kind of like the shift for me. That was like, whoa, what the hell just happened? What did I see for the first time that's really obvious? Because you could say like Manu Ginobili back in the day or Tony Parker back in the day, Kobe Bryant back in the day, oh, I can't believe these guys dropped as far as they did. The reason why those guys dropped at that time was the culture of the NBA wasn't all in on the international player, and the Spurs were ahead of the game. Obviously, Kobe was the first, and this is something that it needs to be said a few times so people can remember. Kobe Bryant is the first perimeter player to leave to skip college. Everyone else before him was a big. He was the first perimeter player to come out. So how do you assess something that was the first at the time? You can't. We're starting to see a change here. All this assessment, all this stuff that's going on, a lot of people are looking stupid. Dallas looks stupid. Mark Cuban looks stupid, although he always looks stupid no matter what he's doing. Look what happened with what's her name? I always forget her name. The head coach of the Aces. What's her name?
Becky Hammond.
Becky Hammond. She's still dying on that hill that no small guy can win a championship, which is weird to say that considering Isaiah's already done that twice. That didn't make any sense when she said it. And if AI didn't run into Shaq and Kobe in their primes, he probably would have won one. So we're not. I cannot get into this. Oh, this is horrible, and this is this. Yeah, it's an overpay, beyond an overpay. But the timing of this is what created it just as much as possibly a bad decision by a general manager. It's the timing. If Reeves was in the, I'm just going to use this as an example. If Austin Reeves was in the 2010 free agency group with LeBron and Chris Bosh, there was a lot of talent that summer. So how would that have changed? Would it change drastically? Because likely the Lakers would have went after LeBron and Chris and see if they would get it. Like if that were to happen. Again, I'm not saying it was possible at the time, but what I'm saying is the way the system is set up is a lot of these overpays are just simply timing. And there's no way you can risk not listening to Luka saying, hey, I need a center. Now, Luka's not going to be like LeBron and be a kind of an irritant, but he did say, hey, man, I need a center, and then we can kind of rock and roll. Now, what if Luka goes nuclear and drops 35, 11, and 11 next year and turns into an MVP and elevates his game so much that he becomes the 2027 Jalen Brunson? I mean, that's probably more likely than what Jalen Brunson did.
Joe, I love what you said, and wanna hop on.
We don't know anymore, man. I don't know.
Look,
8 champions in 8 years. Never happened. It's never happened. Chet Holmgren is supposed to be a really good big in the NBA. Chet Holmgren. I could only imagine. I'm going to say this last thing and I'll let you talk. I mean, Chet, what happened? We have more science and more. We have everything that's beyond technology and nutrition. And I'm looking at David Robinson and Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, Patrick Ewing, and then I see Chet Holmgren. 25 years later, this is how we advanced. This is the advancement in the NBA. Chet Holmgren, who eats bread and drinks water all day. Like, I don't know what the hell he eats. He might eat everything, but you don't look it. We don't know anything anymore. So we can say what we want to say now, but the results, we're gonna have to wait. You're right, Stefan. Parity sucks. This is a lesson for all those baseball people out there. This is what happens when you socialize your league.
To the point of, like, from the Shaqs and the Olajuwons to the Chets, yes, massive difference, like visually and like physically, but at the same time, like, also, like, the skill has also gotten better. So, like, I guess to play devil's advocate to that point, the skill of a Chet Holmgren or whatnot, and maybe not that guy in particular, but the skill of the skill has gotten better. So maybe that's where the elevation has gone, Joe. That's what I'll say on that. But as far as the overpay about Walker Kessler, when I first hopped down here a couple weeks ago and we talked about it, Joe, I said the Lakers were stuck between a rock and a hard place. So we kind of had, and Gerald agreed to it. Gerald actually said he described it the same exact way. We were stuck between a rock and a hard place. We had really not that many options to make. We kind of had to make it happen. And to your point, Joe, it happened to be an overpay because of the timing. Do y'all remember in 2016 when the timing was great for Chandler Parsons, who got $94 million for 4 years, or Nicholas Batum, who got $120 for 5 years, or Luol Deng for the Lakers, who got $72 million for 4 years. And I say all that to say that it was all timing. The deal happened to hit. So that's where we're at.
That's a good point. The monstrosity of 2016.
All timing. That
was all timing. Chandler Parsons, an
Nick
absolute
Batum.
Bust. Nick Batum kind of did a little bit better than everybody else. But
Luol Deng, we felt that shit until
that one was tragic.
tragic.
And I still think Mitch Kupchak botched that on purpose.
You know which one was tragic too, Joe? The Timothy Mozgov. We gave him like 64 million for 4 years. That was tragic.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. Yeah,
that man averaged 1.5 points and I think 1.3 rebounds during the 2016 playoff run.
Yeah, that one was
it had to have been a sabotage by Mitch Kupchak. He knew what was coming. He was tired of everybody, and he's like, "Screw it! I'm just gonna give the money to these two dolts."
Oh no, that's actually a good point. It had to have been, yeah, because that was crazy. But to connect it to your point, Joe, it is all about timing. And you have to listen to Luka. And to my original point, Gerald's point, we were stuck between a rock and a hard place. What are you gonna do? Not listen to Luka and make him leave like how he did in Dallas? Not make him leave like how he did in Dallas, but piss him off like I did in Dallas.
Well, again, you know, when you listen to these players, like what happened circa 2022 with Westbrook, you listen to the players, they're sometimes the worst individuals you want to evaluate talent and bring in talent on the word of other players, because again, that's what the GM's job is supposed to be. They're supposed to evaluate talent, what's best for the team, and plan accordingly. And yes, I understand you were between, like we talked about, a rock and a hard place, but there were still options. And again, you know, I had mentioned in the chat, if the Lakers, instead of Kessler, again, you're hoping Kessler will turn into a top 10 center at the price that they're paying for him. He hopefully will be, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm all the signs point towards that he will be. So we'll see. But again, when guys talk about Duren and how bad he did in the playoffs, Austin hasn't been a beacon of light consistently in the playoffs either. And yet you just paid him $45 million a year for 4 seasons. So you think about that one. You think about that one hard, and you think about that one long. Now you've got Luka and Austin now as a backcourt defensively that's going to be a liability in every playoff going forward.
That
looks great in February. It looks great in February, John, but it may not look good in April, May, or June.
Real shit. That's one of my biggest worries is the defensive backcourt. To be honest, especially in the today's league where other backcourts are so elite.
No one had the Knicks winning the championship.
No. Honestly, I think I said this last time.
I want you to go on Reddit. Joe. Go on Reddit a year ago,
Joe,
when Mike Brown got hired. It was a
shit show.
It was a disaster. New York. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say go on Reddit when Jalen Brunson signed. A couple years before that, even when they were still Tom Thibodeau there, everybody was like, "This is the dumbest signing. He could never."
So learn your lessons there, guys. See, this is the key here. This is something for everyone to understand. When we talk about what we're observing here, we're talking about when we say we bring the real news. The real news is we recognize the pattern. If you recognize patterns without getting all into your feelings and falling into the pit of urine that is online, that 99% of the people out there allow themselves to get into, it's very hard not to allow yourself to be programmed. So many think that they're not. You are. And the reason why you status quo it is because you don't want confrontation. And I'm not talking about being hated. I don't like that garbage either. I don't want to be hated. It has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with us. It's what's presented. We're just narrating it. The NBA has changed more so recently than it ever has in its history. So to sit there and go, oh, this is a horrible thing. Yeah, I can sit here and say it was an overpay. Pelinka just got a bunch of bench guys that he's going to likely have to start half of them. But that's all that was there. What else did you want him to do under these rocket scientists created rules of how to acquire talent? And this is all their fault. This isn't our fault. This is the PA, the NBA PA. And look at these Idiots. They're complaining now on what they signed. And they're trying to see if they can figure out what the hell's going on with the second apron now. You idiots. Didn't you sign the deal 2 years ago? You got to eat it now. Same thing happened in the NFL. All these running backs are angry, and they're sitting there going, hey, man, we can't get above $6 million a year. Well, hey, dude, y'all agreed to the rules. Oh, we didn't do that. That was Roger Goodell and the competition. Yeah. Do you remember in 2011? Remember? You remember how Roger Goodell put in the collective bargaining? I have the say in creating that with more control, but you guys wanted to get your weekly pay. You guys were scared about getting your weekly pay. You couldn't hold on a few weeks to drown the owners. The owners had you by the grapes. And I'm not talking about the round grapes. I'm talking about the infant ones. That's the size you had at that moment.
No comment.
And right now, the NBA is in that situation. We're not sitting here telling you all this because we want to be all negative. These guys signed this deal, and it killed them. That's why Jalen Brunson had to take a $100 million hit, because he ain't going to win jack squat if he was going to get paid top dollar, and he knew that.
Real shit.
Look what happened. Your number one guy, Victor Wembanyama, the number one player right now in the NBA in terms of market, in terms of all that. I know LeBron is still there, but this is the future now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had to take a $50 million pay cut.
Come on.
Why'd you sign this deal? That's why we're sitting here talking about what happened this summer. Yes, Pelinka is not our favorite guy. Yes, I am not going to ever get off the fact that Pelinka has no business being a GM in the NBA. But at the same time, you have a horrible process and a horrible agreement that put the Lakers in a position where they had to create this transaction, or they wouldn't be able to field the team. And they would have no shot versus having at least a shot. Because when you have Luka Doncic, you always have a shot. You always have a shot. And things can change. Things can change. There could be a trade at the deadline. There could be a player next year that says, you know what? I'm going to LA. You know why I know that? Because it's happened for 60 years. It's happened for 60 years.
That's what I was hoping for Giannis.
Kareem, Shaq, LeBron, AD, Pau Gasol. It always happens. So I'm going to roll with that because history says, hey, it's the Lakers until it doesn't.
Real shit. Real shit. Joe.
359.5 million reasons why it might not, Joe.
Well, Gerald, I think, to be honest with you,
well,
yes,
wasn't Durant going to make more money staying in OKC though in 2016?
$360 million on an
well,
extension.
At the time, of course, we're factoring inflation now, but I'm not talking about. I'm talking about at that time.
I know, but I'm just, Jokic, if he walks away and comes to LA, he'd be walking away from a $360 million extension.
I'm gonna be honest with the money they made at this point.
Well, again, the salaries are being paid anyways. It's not like they're going to have open salary cap, but they have to be aware of it. They have to be ready in case.
If he signs with the Lakers, unless somehow magically it would be through a sign and trade.
Well, they would do a sign and trade so that if he says to Denver, "I'm going to LA," there's two choices, right? A lot of people don't know this. I said this on a few shows ago. That free agent setup to Miami for LeBron, that wasn't a straight signing. That was a trade. They got a 30. What was it? Cleveland got a $30 million trade exception. Yeah.
Yes.
So when anybody tells you LeBron never got traded, he got traded in 2010. By the way.
If that's the case, then Denver would probably get a $70 million trade exception.
Well, the thing is, Jokic would have to decide on whether he will sacrifice the super max. He'll still get the max because I have no doubt they'd make a trade. Denver would do it because you'd want to still get something for it. But yeah, you're again, it's whether that opens itself up or not. You still have to pay people this next year, and they've done that, and it's going to have to be a decision from the player.
Damn, Joe. 10:21 p.m. On a Sunday.
Shout out to Intel. Thank you so much again for the super chats. Joe is trying to meet that request. Truly appreciate you doing so. As far as again, thank you again for the kind. As far as super chats are concerned, it is Lakers weekend. It is, of course, Joe Sorrell Experiment, John Costa from the Lakers Corner as well. Truly glad to have you here. Your thoughts, John, on today's trade that happened earlier today with Lou Dort being moved to Atlanta, Dallas getting Zachary Richeche. Atlanta also got Ryan Nembhard in the deal. OKC got picks. But as I look at it now, from where they started when the playoffs ended, John, the Oklahoma City Thunder looks like they have saved around 200 and I want to say $23 million in taxes and penalties with the adjustments that they've made. Now, how much do you think it's going to cost OKC as far as their beloved depth going forward because of it?
I mean, it'll hurt. I guess it'll hurt their depth a little bit. I'm looking at their roster right now. I'm trying to remember. It'll hurt their depth a little bit, but I'm gonna be honest. They were such a deep team that this is probably one of the smartest moves you can do, because if you look at teams before then, right, like the Celtics, like they were like, fuck it, we're just gonna go pay hella penalties and go into the tax, and but they got a championship out of it. All right, it is what it is. Team had a breakup and they only got one championship out of it. The way that OKC is rocking, and the way that OKC, when they did win, the way that that how dominantly they won, if they can keep that up, because I mean, again, they still got the Jalen Williams on the team. They still got Cason Wallace on the team. Like Cason Wallace, yeah, he's not Lou Dort, but he's a damn good defender. They still have their twin tower lineups. I think that's one of the biggest things that made OKC so good on defense, is the fact that, yes, they had real good on-ball defenders, but even if you got past those on-ball defenders, they had two twin towers in there, in Chet and Isaiah Hardenstein. So I'm gonna be honest, like OKC's side of things, they're not gonna be. I don't think they're gonna be bleeding out that much without Lou Dort. For the Lakers side of things, what I will say is, I think our chances of getting Kuminga is now shortened, because I think Vanderbilt, believe it or not, was a real carrot for the Hawks, and they really wanted a defensive stud, right? They wanted a defensive lockdown type guy. But now getting Lou Dort, that kind of takes our carrot away, because they're like, well, fuck a Jared Vanderbilt, we got Lou Dort. So that's where I'm at with it. And then,
well, they also have Dyson Daniels and Nah there as wings, defensive wings, all three of them that can alternate. So it creates a very interesting defensive dynamic in Atlanta.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We need Ledger for that. You need to talk to Ledger about that Atlanta, but I don't. For the Lakers, I think, because we're talking about the Lakers, I think it just kind of made our chances smaller of getting Kuminga on a trade.
And that's the problem, Joe, with 15 players signed on the roster already, and some very, how should I say, at least by this podcast, by the three members that are on this panel right now, there's a few not much beloved or then undesirable, or let's just say we would rather have other players on the team over these players, such as Laravia, Vando, Bronny, and I'm sad to say Dalton Connect, you would include that group as well. With that said, it's so funny because Lakers Lead, they posted that they had their 15-man roster and only put 14 names, and I was looking, missing a name, because I got it wrong. I went off their roster and I said on Lakers latest that they had only 14. They said 15. I'm like, who are we missing here? Who are we missing? So I looked at the ESPN roster, Dalton Connect, and I'm like, oh, how the mighty you just forget about them at this point in time. So with that,
your own team.
Exactly, you just forget about them. So with that said, Joe, I mean, the maneuverability for Rob this summer, did he trade or make moves for himself into a corner? Did he sign himself into a corner? Did he, does he still have the flexibility to make moves, even though, again, a lot of these rosters already on other teams are already filled up as well?
The Lakers don't have any value in any of the players that they have right now that they would send out. Unless they took on a contract that was an overpay, which is probably what's holding this thing up with Kuminga. And the PJ Washington thing, I don't know where that rumor started. I don't believe there's going to be a deal for that. Unless a third team really knocks the socks out of Dallas and they make the deal just to broker it, but I don't see that happening either. There's just no choice. There was no choice, there was no choice. It's just a bad summer, bad timing in terms of player acquisition. But then again, you look at what Atlanta did. You look what OKC did. I mean, what did they acquire? 5 second-round picks.
Yep,
they have 7 second-round picks.
Within the Lou Dort trade.
Oh, they got 3.
So they saved $200. They saved apparently $224 million in salary.
Yep,
and they were able to stay below the second apron and also accumulate a ridiculous amount of second-round picks, which is where Presti was absolutely killing it.
Yep. And on top of that, Joe,
Atlanta got really good.
And they're not even going to really miss out because they have a Cason Wallace right behind him
to
fill Lou Dort's position.
So Oklahoma City is essentially the LA Dodger version of the NBA.
Real shit. They are fucking killing it right now.
They have the talent on the court, and they have the talent in the
front office.
Or the draft, and whenever they need to make a decision, whenever they need to draft, it's top notch. But Atlanta, this is a Quinn Snyder team now. Now Quinn can put together what he wants with this team. This team is full of freaking thoroughbreds. I'm pretty sure Legend's going to be very happy with what these guys do in Atlanta. There's a lot. When you watch
Thoroughbred's a crazy name.
When you watch, I don't really think people understand how freakish an NBA player is. Like a real NBA player, someone who's good at NBA basketball. And when you're young and you're 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", you could jump out the building and you can make shots. And you have a wingspan that's wider than a football field. Guys, NBA players don't grow on trees. There's 450 people every year that play in the NBA on a planet that has 8 billion people in it. That's why these guys have high egos. That's why these guys are entitled. That's why these guys are the way they are. And when someone says overpaid or prima donna and all that, it's a, even if it's true, it still comes from a place of ignorance and stupidity.
So let's, Kirk Hamilton, appreciate you being here, Kirk. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Lakers Fast Break. He says, question, what do our starters need? Defense, because you're right. Outside of Kessler, there's really not much to be had as far as any perimeter defense. Who is your best perimeter defender? That's a good question because it's not Vando. He's a good team defender, but and again, you guys always throw the defensive statistics out there and defensive rating out there, and I go back, take a look at the video and see him get blown by rookies and second-year players like he did last season, and it gets so bad that he was benched half the time because he just cannot do anything for you on the offensive side of the floor. He is not someone who you should be counting on as far as concerned. If you're counting on Jared Vanderbilt in 2026, John, I think you really have to reevaluate your position as far as how far you think this team is going to go. If you really think that Vando can make a consistent contribution to this team.
Honestly, this team's gonna have to play string defense. And if you play basketball, you know what string defense is. String defense is when you are just all locked in. Like there is not a single miscommunication. You are literally playing defense as if you are all tied to a string. And that is the only way that this team's going to actually be good on defense. Shout out to whoever said that in the chat. And then even you, Gerald, you mentioning it. I mean, I've been doing so many other things, but like, I really want everybody at home to like take a deep breath, like real quick, like take a deep breath. Go on the Lakers like ESPN page and actually look up like our roster. Who actually is our best on-ball defender? The answer would probably be Jarrett Vanderbilt, unfortunately, or Jake LaRavia. I'm going to be honest with you. Like that's so concerning. Like that is so concerning. I'm gonna be honest, guys. But that's why I say that. Like again, if you put Walker Kessler,
I would tell you right now. I'm going to say it's a Dutiero. I'm sorry. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's a Dutiero.
I mean, that'd be kind of disrespectful to Jarrett Vanderbilt because I mean he did have some.
I don't care.
Nothing to do with respect.
So,
He stinks.
good spurts.
So
is
signing an extension. So is signing an extension and then having double foot surgery the next week.
I'm going to put this in perspective for everybody. There's a statistic, and baseball has statistics because it's always been baseball, and this whole sabermetrics it's always been there in baseball. It just became bigger the last 20 years. In the NBA, there's this particular metric that is not in anywhere close to WAR. So baseball has a statistic called wins above replacement, WAR, right? A lot of these guys, like Scott Rowland, I found out that he ended up, he went to the Hall of Fame. I watched Scott Rowland play his entire career. I was like, how the hell did Scott Rowland get in the Hall of Fame? Well, apparently, a lot of these guys are voting players in now based off their WAR, and his WAR was very high. Okay. There's an NBA statistic that's close, not actually sort of close to the equivalent of the WAR statistic in baseball. It's called value over replacement player. It's VORP, right?
VORP ratings.
So I'm going to put this in perspective for you guys and make it quick. There's like 3 levels. Level 3 to 5, basically 3.0 to 5.0. That's MVP star level stuff, right? Or I should say above 5 is MVP star level stuff. And then 3.0, 5.0 are all-star level. And then you go from 1.0 to 3.0, and that's a solid starter between 1.0 and 3.0. I'm making it very clear on the points, guys. 1.0 to 3.0, a good starter. Then you have the last metric, which is 0.0 to 1.0. You know where Vanderbilt sits? Between 0 and 0.1.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Joe,
like he's at the lowest end of the adequate fringe rotational player. We're not here to crap all over Jarrett Vanderbilt. It has nothing. I think he's cool. I really do. He's not a problem in the locker room. He plays his rear end off. He just stinks.
He plays hard. He's a good rebounder. He's a good team defender. But as a stopper, Kirk, you'll have to watch the games. We watch the games.
But Gerald,
we'll talk about it after every game. Well, hold on, let me finish.
Yeah,
Vando has not been a one-on-one defensive stopper in years. He had double foot surgery, and it's never been the same. Let's come to grips with this. He has not been the same defender in years. He's a good team defender. He's active. He gets his hands on balls as far as that are thrown in passing lanes. He's good at that. He hustles. He gets rebounds. That's great. but he is not this beloved high-level defender that you guys are making him out to be, because if he was, he would not have been in the doghouse multiple times last season.
I can't speak for everything Kirk's saying, but the one thing I will back Kirk Hamilton on is he said, "Come on, you guys basically are putting a Dude Theoro over Vando, who yes, Vando does
Because
suck.
we don't have
But-
much of a choice right now, John.
Yes,
That's
yes,
the problem.
But listen, Vando has had some history of doing a little bit of clamping. A do ain't even did it yet. A do ain't even.
But that was
and I'm not agreeing. I'm not
before-
agreeing.
That was years ago.
Again, I'm not agreeing, but I'm just saying Vando done did that a little bit. So I'm just talking to his point. But my original point when I was trying to land this plane was, listen, y'all, take a deep breath, realize that this team's going to have to play string defense. Stop concerning yourself. Stop saying, oh, who's going to be
A
our
lot
best
of zone.
perimeter? No, a lot of zone and a lot of zone and a lot of helping out, a lot of communication. Like I said, that's going to have to be on the coach. Great teams can play. I mean, sorry, a great coach can get any team to play really good string defense, because you're playing string defense. That's your zone. You're taking care of your area, and you trust that your man next to you is going to take care of his area, and y'all communicating and y'all talking. Now, what I will say is, I don't think us Lakers fans need to worry and go in the circle of, oh, who's going to be the best perimeter defender and this and that. We're just going to have to just play string defense, because our best perimeter defender, let's get it out the way right now, July 19th, before the season even starts. Unfortunately, right now is Jared Vanderbilt, and that's crazy.
Kirk, no, it didn't prove the point
Black,
for
what's up,
Vando.
brother?
Vando didn't give you much in the playoffs, so it didn't prove anything on your point. Smart was the best perimeter
Smart was
defender.
for sure the best perimeter defender.
Yeah, and what did the Lakers do? They let him go
let
to
him
Houston
go. God damn.
on a cheaper deal than Sexton, on a cheaper deal than Mamu, on a cheaper deal than Grimes.
That's fucking crazy.
Okay. And you guys, Joe, did you not say that Jackson Hayes had his best season last season? Is that
He
correct?
did, absolutely.
And he went to Utah
Yeah.
on a deal that's less than Mamu, Grimes, and Sexton.
I do think those three will produce more than Hayes will, but yeah. I hear what you're saying in theory.
If you guys think Luka's going to win an MVP,
He's gonna have to for the Lakers to be a really good team this year. He's
again,
gonna have to.
I think this was, I think the last year, Kareem won the MVP in 1970, the 75-76 season. I had heard that in 75 they stopped. The players weren't voting for the MVP anymore, and then went to the media. I can't remember if it was 75 or 76, but Kareem won the MVP in 76 on a team that wasn't a 1 seed. After that, the only time Kareem basically won 2 MVPs as a 1 seed. Magic won 3 as MVPs as a 1 seed. Shaq won his MVP as a 1 seed, and then Kobe won his MVP as a 1 seed. Unless Luka and the Lakers are the 1 seed in the West, he ain't win the MVP. Unless SGA and Jokic get hurt, that's it.
Honestly, Lucas should have won MVP this last season.
I thought Jokic should have won.
This last season?
That's because he got hurt. Luka got hurt. If he hadn't gotten hurt in March, I would have said maybe.
Man.
But Jokic has gotten hosed out of 2 MVPs.
Honestly, Joe, in my opinion, I think Luka getting
the
hurt.
year that Embiid won, and then this year.
Luka getting hurt only just further proved the fact that he should have won MVP. You seen how we were playing with Luka, and then you see how playing without Luka.
I totally get it. Again,
and then also listen to this: MVP, most valuable player. Take Luka Doncic out of that Lakers team. We are not the 3rd seed like how we finished. Therefore,
again, I can
most
give you several times in the history of the NBA where they botched the MVP
for sure,
and they went against their same philosophy one year versus the other.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook won the MVP and James Harden won an MVP for the exact
bullshit.
same reasons Kobe didn't win it in the 2000s.
They were on a bad team, just shooting a lot of shots.
I mean, they weren't a bad team, but
Yeah, I hear what
at
you're
least
saying. Like,
Russell Westbrook was a 7th seed, 8th seed, whatever.
yeah,
it
he was
that
a
year.
7th seed when you won that shit. That was honestly insane. But he did put up a historic season that we ain't seen. Doesn't deserve MVP though. I think MVP is bringing the most value to the team, and Luka was doing that. Luka literally, per the definition, brought the most value than anybody in the league. You can look any other player like Jokic, SGA. You could have take them out of that team. Their team is still up there, or maybe not the exact same position, but they're still up there. Versus with Luka, take him out. Joe, you're on a fucking fire right
You
now.
can't, Kirk. You just can't. You cannot.
Oh, that was a bad
This
one.
channel, you cannot justify Vando Hill to us. There are still some people in the chat that are on Vando Hill, but every time we watched him drop a ball, every time we watched him airball a 3, every time we watched him miss a defensive assignment, every time we saw him couldn't get around the screen, it's noticeable, Kirk. You say you have the games recorded, rewatch them and understand where we're coming from, because we watched the games, we talked about it, and everything that we said is all here on YouTube in the archives.
In the archives,
and
baby.
Our frustrations with Vando is here for years on YouTube in the archives.
Don't ask us. How about this? I'm gonna make it very easy for everyone. Go find Tim Connolly and ask him.
That was easy.
We're nobodies, right? All right, cool. Go talk to Tim Connolly, the man that's in charge in Minnesota. Go talk to him. Don't talk to us. He traded him twice. And Tim Connolly built 2 amazing teams. Don't listen to Joe Soro, Gerald Glassford. Go.
Oh,
And John Costa, hey, go ask him. Go find it. Hey, do one of those Make-A-Wish things so you can get to him. I don't know. Do something.
He said he traded him twice.
Go talk to him. Go ask him why he traded him twice. There you go.
I think that's the
That's
point.
actually such a good point,
Kirk.
Coach.
You're finally coming to grips with it, because he says, who is a better defender on the Vando than on the team right now? That's the problem. Rob didn't prioritize defense.
That is hella
in
funny.
building this team. Only at the last minute is he getting like guy like Zaire Williams off the trash heap from on a veteran's minimum to try and So again, that's the problem. When Vando is in your mind the best perimeter defender on the team, and he has basically been a waste of an extension ever since he signed that extension. That's your problem. That's the problem. That's what we're talking about. This team has to outscore everyone because it is just so bad outside of Kessler on the defensive end. Unless Thiero does blow up as a defender. That is the problem. That's the problem. When you're justifying Jared Vanderbilt to us, and we know we have seen Jared Vanderbilt for years in every single game and agonized over how much of a missed opportunity that was to go in a different direction, then you're understanding now, it's becoming clear to you that the Lakers just don't have many defensive options.
Nico prioritized defense, and they turned into a back-to-back lottery team. Hey,
yeah, and they also got a future Hall of Famer in return.
In Mr. Cooper,
who grew 2 inches since the season ended.
Cooper did, and then they just
think Vando's your best defender, then that's not a good defensive team. That's the problem. Vando is not the defender he once was years ago. You're coming to grips with that, and that's the problem. The Lakers need to have better defenders on the team than Jared Vanderbilt, and they don't, outside of Walker Kessler, who now will have to do everything on the defensive end for the Lakers.
Make-A-Wish. Search shop the Make-A-Wish link. I'm gonna click on that. That's a good website.
I mean, again, you're not going to sell Jared Vanderbilt to us, because that's the problem. Jared, if you're really defending and trying to sell Jared Vanderbilt to us, to our audience, to our chat, that really tells you that there's a problem.
As John Sacramone used to say on The Sopranos, that ship has sailed.
We already have, Kirk. We watched the games. We were here for all of them, and we were here on post games for all of them. And you can hear them. Rewatch our videos. That's what you can do. That's what you need to do, is rewatch our videos. We don't need to rewatch the games. You need to rewatch our post games throughout the season.
Defense wins championships, but the highest score wins the game.
I don't know if
I don't
know if y'all ever heard some.
We through being friends now.
Listen, I had an assistant coach in college. And, he always used to tell me, he always used to say, listen, defense wins championship and defense is great, but sometimes good defense, better offense. I'm shooting over that bitch. I'm just coming over right over you. You can play great defense.
Sorry, Kirk. I mean, no Joker. There's still those Vandos supporters, Joe, that we have dealt with over the years. They're few, but again, we prove them wrong every single time. Every time he just manages to just get an opportunity and do nothing with it, Joe.
Look, you can support whatever you want.
I think this is a great point.
But you have to understand performance is all that matters.
Yeah.
If you can't perform.
Can Austin Reeves shoot a basketball when it matters? The answer is no.
He hasn't shown this. Historically, no.
So what you have to understand is you got to get out of your feelings. See, a lot of you are in this generation of pussiness. I'm sorry, there's no other word I can put. And you don't even realize it because you're so used to it because it's around you all the time. So you turn into it. So it's very dangerous. You got to be careful, especially if you're a grown man, which a lot of you looks like you are. You got to be careful. You got to be that's strong. Got to get away from that. There used to be a phrase called constructive criticism.
Ooh,
Oh, you can't do that now. Oh.
Love that.
You're going to be a racist. You're going to be a bigot. You're going to be a MAGA. You're going to be all this. The second you criticize constructively now, right? But then you have to also understand that there are those out there, very few of us, that do not care about your feelings. Grow up, grow a pair. Again, what I just say, the stuff is around you. That's why you got to grow a pair. Grow it. If you don't have it, grow it. I have a problem sitting because mine are
because it's grown so much.
So grow if you don't have them. If you can't grow them, get them implanted. Something. Do something.
But don't stay like that.
But don't allow that thing to hover around you. Get off of X. Get off of Instagram. Get off of that garbage, by the way. That's the big one right there. At the end of the day, we're Laker fans. We're greedy. We're entitled. We're sycophants. We're dumb about wanting to win. Because that's what happens. We've seen 6 championships in the last 26 years.
Come on, man. That's my life.
The Cleveland Browns haven't even been to the Super Bowl in its entire existence. Imagine that. But so we're those people. So we're going to be a little bit more sensitive to lousy play than maybe the Charlotte Hornets or the Washington Wizards. We just are. And if you're not performing, even if your name is Austin Reeves and he drops 30 a game for a week, who cares? Have you watched the NBA the last 4 or 5 years? Everyone's dropping 30 points these days. Everyone's getting a triple-double.
Saddiq Bey scored 50, by the way.
Saddiq Bey.
Scored 50 fucking
Some people
points.
can't even say his name when he's dropping 40.
50. Had 50 last year.
Robert Pack dropped 50 once. And it was like a month-long surprise. And he was good. He was good. He was an athletic freak. So, and has Austin Reeves not proved what we've been saying? Every time Austin Reeves is shown discussing something or doing something, what's he doing?
Like,
He ain't in the gym shooting shots.
he on that motherfucking golf course.
He's shooting, but he ain't shooting the basketball.
All right.
So am I supposed to now be, I gotta be a stand for Austin Reeves, and if I'm not, I'm a hater. That's the thing that drives me nuts. I'm a hater. I'm like, are you stupid? I want the Lakers to win. All this LeBron garbage too. Oh, what if LeBron wins more titles than Kobe? I'm like, what kind of stupid question is that? I'm a Laker fan. If somebody had told me, hey, LeBron's going to come here and win 6 championships, I'm having a parade in my house.
Right.
Kobe, love Kobe. Always will love Kobe. What does that have to do with Kobe? This is about the Lakers, man. If you're a Kobe fan, shut up. If you're a LeBron fan, shut up. Don't talk about the Lakers. You have no business talking about the Lakers. Just shh, quiet. Go worry about Kobe and worry about LeBron. We are Laker fans. I was a Laker fan before Kobe, during Kobe, after Kobe. I was a Laker fan before LeBron, during, and I will be after. I'm going to be a Laker fan until I'm eating worms and then get eaten back.
And even then.
And it doesn't matter if it's Austin Reeves. It doesn't matter if it's Luka. What have we said about Luka? Luka Doncic. This is going to be the second year where he's in shape. He's been in shape. I've seen pictures. He looks good. He cannot have not even one more soft tissue issue at the end of the year in his prime. Actually, he shouldn't be having it ever. You cannot afford this. Luka is going to start getting some pressure on him now, especially in LA. And you cannot pull a hamstring and your name is Luka Doncic. That's not going to work. And that's what I'm going to be paying attention to. Luka, Austin, are you going to be able to shoot? Luka, are you going to be able to stay healthy? Kessler, are you going to be able to play defense consistently all year? Why is that going to be important? Because now spreading things out is going to be a little bit more difficult.
And again, Kirk, he concedes that Vando was who he was 3 years ago. And that's what we're trying to tell you, that he isn't the player. He is still one of the Lakers' best options at defense. But when Vando is one of the best options as a defender, John, that's a problem. That's a problem because, again, that doesn't leave you with many options. And you could be on Vando Hill, like, of course, as far as what we see with all the individuals that are out there with Empire Jeff and No Joker and whatnot. But again, we've been right. Our frustrations with Vando about how it is so bad on one end, it doesn't allow him to do or stay on the court to do much good on the other end because of what he cannot give you and the liability that he brings, especially in a playoff mode where he is limited on how much you can play him and how effective he can be.
Yeah. We don't even need to keep beating this dead horse on Vando. I mean,
I think we've overextended this. Honestly, I didn't come to the show tonight to listen.
No, but Kirk has brought.
But again, he is still a Laker, and it's an integral. It's he plays a position where right now he's the only one. Yeah. I'm not saying don't talk about it. This is what we should be talking about because he's literally the only wing they have right now.
Unfortunately,
on the
defensive end, unfortunately. But
I know. I'm sorry, I forgot about Connect as well.
To John's point, we need to play string defense or
that's the opposite of defense right there with Connect. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say to my point, we need to play string defense all year long, or we cannot get caught up on individual matchups and whatnot. Got to be string defense and funnel everybody to the big, and hopefully Walker
Kessler has some shit. As much as Kwame Brown, without a doubt, is the worst Laker I ever watched. But he at least played good, solid defense for a big.
Hey, hold on.
Vando's actually not anywhere near Kwame Brown in terms of solid, keeping his ground defense against the bigs at that time. Now,
Okay,
if
you're-
Kwame Brown had played now, he would have been run out in 2-3 years, maybe, because he can't shoot. He wouldn't be able to guard anybody that could shoot. Yeah, it would have been a disaster. He would have never. I don't think he would have been drafted.
I mean, between Jake LaRavia and Jared Vanderbilt in 2026, when the calendar turned to 2026, Joe, do you remember either of those individuals being a quality shooter? Because we saw both their 3-point shots go in the toilet. Go in the toilet.
Pressure changes things. I mean, there's an array of things that can happen in a season, in basketball wise, off the court wise. There's a lot of things that factor in this stuff. Being a professional, it's hard to be optimistic about winning a championship when your second best player can't do what this team needs.
Gerald, Joe, my daddy duties is calling me. Gotta go put my daughter to sleep. She keeps waking up. Appreciate both of you guys. It was great to see you, Joe. I feel like I haven't seen you in heck long. And Gerald, thanks for telling me about the stream. Let me know when you guys want to stream again. Everybody in chat, great seeing you guys. Please support my page. But besides that, see you guys.
Power to the people.
Power to people. Yes.
Appreciate it. Zoom executive John Costa, Lakers Corner. Please go ahead and like and subscribe today. Right there for you. Kirk, well, our point is made, because when you're trying to depend anything on a guy who is disappointed on several occasions, which you admit it's not the same player he was before he signed that deal, and the double foot surgery, that's a problem. That's a problem, Joe. And LaRavia's been bad. Was terrible. 2026. I mean, people keep, oh well, LaRavia play. When the thing you throw at me back is as far as a reasoning why you're defending LaRavia is that he played every game. What does that even mean?
Look, if you're going to defend Laker players because you're a positive type person and you want to believe that the Lakers, we're here to support the players, I can see the logic in that. Believe me. But I'm not degrading these guys. I'm just saying what they're not doing. It's up to you. That's a you problem. If it offends you or if it offends them. We're not trying to denigrate Jared Vanderbilt. I don't want to. Believe me. I wish Jared Vanderbilt was a legit 3D guy. We all do. But he's not. His basketball IQ is not very good. His visual play is not very good. Go talk to JJ Redick. He's had issues with him too. The Lakers are a little top heavy, but it's going to take a while. I also understand that there's a huge transition that just took place. LeBron James is no longer going to be a Laker, and now it's the step one in rebuilding this thing. It's probably going to take a couple off seasons to get this ship right. I didn't have any expectations on it being flipped this summer. I didn't. I feel that next summer would be what they need. And whether they get a big name or not, I believe that getting the proper players in, draft picks, it looks like Cameron Carr is a good pick. It looks like Edu is coming into his own. That means back-to-back drafts. They've gotten athletic guys who can move, and then some that can shoot. Now it's time to develop these guys. But they're going to need more. I feel that they are 2 draft picks, solid picks away, and 1 superstar acquisition from being a contender for the next 5 to 6 years.
But that's part of the problem. Your draft is not controllable until 2032.
Can you acquire a first-round pick? Can you get another star in the second round? These free agent pickups, they'll be good, but are they good enough? I guess Oklahoma City's been doing that, right? Can he do what Oklahoma City's been doing? Can he go get an Isaiah Joe or a Lou Dort in the second round or a free agent? I mean, Lakers have been doing it too. They got Alex Caruso. They got Austin Reeves. They're going to need to do that. But they also need another star to play with Luka for this to make sense.
Now, Kirk has gone back to what ESPN and CBS project as Vando as the power forward. He said, I think Vando
he's
could
likely
be an
going
asset
to
as a
play.
starter.
Yeah, the league is in a positionless league. So putting Vando at the 4.
He said, hold on. Do we need Vando to score with AR, Grimes, Luke, and Kessler starting? If they
I
can
need
hit for
Vando to not be on the team. Vando, while he's not DeAndre Ayton, he's still a detriment to momentum. And Phil Jackson has written books about this, guys. Phil Jackson's an 11-time coaching world champion, and he's also a 13-time total world champion. So again, I'm trying to give you guys some credibility here in what he said. This is as credible a guy as you're ever going to get in the NBA. Momentum is everything, especially in the NBA. And he is a momentum killer. And the Lakers cannot afford, they don't have room for error this coming year. They cannot have someone who's scaling back. They don't have any room to go one step forward, 2 steps back. They have to be 1 step forward, 1 step forward, 1 step forward until this thing gets figured out. The Lakers are in a unique situation right now. They have a star, but they're also fighting for a spot that they caught up to in 2020 and then scaled back again. It's very important that the Lakers get past the Celtics. That's the next step. Winning championships has happened. Having great players has happened. Now, the Lakers are chasing the green monster, the green turd. Again, if they win another championship before Boston does, they're now together again, but they haven't been past them since the 50s. So that's where a lot of the motivation is. That's where a lot of the fire is. They were extremely fortunate in somehow flipping a player that was on the downside, and he is going to continue to be on the downside, for a player, in my view, that was, if not one, definitely number 2 in the league. I still would take Luka over SGA. The only guy I would probably take over Luka right now, or in his prime, would be Nikola Jokic. But Luka still has time to flip that.
Stefan even agrees with me, and he's been, as you know, as the biggest Rob Pelinka supporter. Just another failed move by Rob. And that's the thing. I think this team will not get to where you want it to go, Joe. Will not get to where I want it to go. Will not get to where anyone else out there wants to go until that situation in the front office is resolved. Because it's, again, you're just, whatever good moves he's making some questionable ones alongside with it. And that's the problem. You need consistency, not just from the team, not just from the players, but you need consistency from the front office as well.
I'm not going to feel comfortable until Rob Pelinka's gone. A new ownership wants their own guy, and there's nothing that will convince me otherwise that that's not going to happen at some point. But I feel that Rob is still there to make Jeannie happy, and I believe that Mark Walter got the team. I think he would have got the team anyways, but I think his relationship with Jeannie Buss is very, very good, and he allowed to continue this process to appease her. But there's no way I can see Rob Pelinka being here for the long haul. At some point, he will be gone, And then at that point, I think things can get a little bit clearer on what the direction of the Lakers are going to do. And again, the last time Mark Walter took over an LA team, it did take a few years before they moved on with a different general manager. And I don't see why they wouldn't be doing that with this. All these positions that are going on, I try not to read this stuff because I cannot listen to gossip anymore. I'm over it. There was a time where gossip was funny. It was satire, but it's become mainstream now. And when garbage is mainstream and you continue to allow yourself to entrench yourself in it, you become the same garbage. I mean, we're talking about LinkedIn. When was the last time you saw a LinkedIn? With LinkedIn's
that
trash.
Post the other day.
Yeah. And the only reason why I know this is because I'm scrolling through things, and that's the headline.
That Rob put out what position was it on LinkedIn?
It was what George Carlin used to say, euphemism. Remember, he'd say when they would change the wording on things to sound. There's a manipulative. When you confuse people with words, it usually has an agenda behind it. It was like a 4-word assistant of the. I always think of the assistant to the assistant manager of the movie theater. Remember in Fast Times? Anytime I hear a 4-letter word for a position, I go, he's the assistant to the assistant manager of the movie theater.
But that's again, there was.
It reminds me of the D12 stay sign. It reminds me of the Tobey Maguire video trying to convince LaMarcus Aldridge and Carmelo Anthony to stay or to come to LA. These are the geniuses that apparently know more than we do. These are the geniuses apparently that know more than we do. I'm going to tell you this right now. You can choose to believe me or not. In a billion years, if I was in charge of the Lakers, I wouldn't have brought Spider-Man to try to pitch a player without even a hesitation on that one. And I would never put a stupid sign on a pole convincing somebody to stay as a LA Laker. You tell me if that's the right call, or am I not? Am I the old man yelling at the clouds?
And by the way, the posting on LinkedIn that Rob put up there, or the Lakers put up there, was for executive.
Rob is a knob.
Strategic capability.
He is such a knob. He is beyond a knob. He doesn't even have to try. An absolute buffoon. All that smarts, all that attorney stuff, University of Michigan, being an ex-player, he is a knob. I wouldn't be able to last 5 minutes around that guy. He would irritate the living bejesus out of me. And most people do. That's a me problem. But then at the end of the day, it resonates, doesn't it? It's not just me that notices it. I just articulate it different. I mean, seriously. Executive Director, Strategic Capabilities. What the hell does that even mean? The Lakers built 2 dynasties. 2. Did they ever have a position like that?
You know what it reminds me of, Joe? Because you talked about it just a second. What it reminded you of? It reminds me of you remember the scene in American Psycho where Christian Bale and who's the guy that does the Home Depot commercials? God, I forgot his name. Josh something or other. But him and all the other guys, they're like around the table and they're all passing each other the business cards. Yeah. Look at me. I'm an assistant to the assistant.
What's funny about
that? Director of Strategic Capabilities, Joe.
What's funny about that scene is those actors when Christian Bale was doing his thing, they thought he was like off, like beyond off. They thought he was weird. And then when you see it on film, it's one of the greatest scenes I've ever watched. the way his throat gargled, it frogged up when he asked for Paul Allen's card, right? I mean, I mean, that's what that is. That's a good it's a good comparison. These guys are all fighting about what's better on something that looks exactly the same. So again, I'm trying not to be preachy here. I'm not. This is involving what you. I'm not doing this. Look, you. That's what he did. We're just reacting to it. What is that? What is this? Explain it to me. Executive Director, Strategic Capabilities. What the hell does that mean? Why is it on LinkedIn?
It's like the PPP loan. Just
The
irritating.
little things.
Just little things.
The little
that-
things tell you
that just
so
irritate you.
much. Guys, the little things tell you so much. And again, I want you guys to understand, man, I have friends that I've known for almost 40 years. Even they changed in a lot of ways. They married someone that emasculated them, and their way they execute, they turned into a bunch of daisies or pumpkins, whatever it is that describes them. Even people that you know today, in the last 2 or 3 years, they'll do something. They'll get engaged, or they'll meet a certain group, or they'll get a certain job, and you can sense the change. So just know that this isn't an isolated thing. This happens around people you love, around people that are your friends, people that are family members. And it's all the same. The reaction is the same. I treat this the same as I would my friends and my family. And it's just the emasculation of society. Maybe it's always been there and I'm an adult and I notice it now. But I just think it's just sad. It's sad that you can't be strong without submitting. You have to submit to the social verbiage. I don't know. Sad.
Once again, it is, of course, Joe Soro. Don't forget as well, John Coster from Lakers Corner. Joe Soro is part of the Joe Soro experiment that he has on his channel. Any experiments coming up before we head on out? I mean,
and I was planning to have one
Dodgers-
tonight. I was feeling like the Dodgers were going to sweep the Yankees, and I was going to have one. And then it's just like an every year thing. They win the first 2 games, and then they just kind of let the third game go. I was like, come on, man, just sweep these guys for once. I can't handle losing, man. I don't know when the hell this is going to go away. Maybe when I'm have a stroke and I can't help it.
And the Dodgers will, even though they'll have the best record in the MLB, he'll still lose 60 times in a season.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the hilarious part about that. I remember I was talking about that last year. I said, hey, y'all better get ready. These guys are going to lose 60 to 70 games. So relax. But it was different last year because they had just won a championship. And while I did say that if they don't repeat, they're not they aren't going to be a great team, because anybody can win. Well, I should say anybody, but teams win a championship here and there. But can you repeat to set yourself apart, especially with the fact that there hadn't been a repeat champion in 25 years, which is the longest drought in any of the major four leagues. There's never been a drought that long in any of the 4 major leagues. So the Dodgers ended up breaking that, and then now they're playing very well. And they're a few weeks away here from the trade deadline. If they end up getting another power pitcher in here, they're just going to set themselves up for a nice finish. But again, losing is losing to me. I can't. It's in me. I can't. I know the greater good, blah, blah, blah. There's certain series that I want them to win every game. Yankees, Houston Astros. I don't like them losing. I hated the fact that they blew it in Toronto. I wanted a sweep in Toronto. Those are the type of things that I wanted. And I didn't get them this year. It pisses me off. Sweep the Yankees. You had them right there. Sweep Toronto. You were up 3-1. Sweep the Astros. Just indulge me on those at least during the year. Because at that point, what am I going to do? Just sit there all day, every week? That's okay. It's for the greater good. How are you going to enjoy anything if everything's about, okay, we're working for the future? You got to be invested. You got to enjoy the journey too. And now they got to go to Philly. I'm worried about that series, actually, a little bit, because Philly's going to be pissed off. And then they play the Mets, which, again, we'll see. Mets are a disaster. But yeah, we're again. I guess I shouldn't be complaining. I'm just saying it's hard. It's hard to lose. I don't like losing. It just doesn't work. My head doesn't understand the difference in July and in October sometimes. It's just that's how my brain works. I want to win all the time. I don't want to lose. I hate losing. Losing makes me sick.
And before we head on out again, please go ahead and like the Joe Soro Experiment. And he goes ahead and has another show lined up for you on YouTube. For us this week, of course, I'm going to be on Lakers Latest for most of the week, right there on Lakers Latest channel, run by the Fan Arc Network. Don't blame me on those titles, guys. Joe, did you realize there's a Lakers Latest, which I host, Lakers Digest, Lakers Almanac. I feel like I'm at a bookstore. Lakers Digest and Lakers Almanac. And they all do the same thing. All three channels do the same thing. They all do their clickbaity, lead you in type. The channel I'm on, it does it. I don't make them. I field all the complaints on them, but I don't. But it gets in the viewers for them. So more power to them on that. But
well, I always find it hilarious when people criticize. I've gotten a couple of numbskulls who criticize our numbers. I go, what are you bitching about? I go, we're not clickbaiting anybody. We're not. Yeah, we want to get bigger, sure, but we're not cheaping our way out of this. I mean, this is our choice on how we're setting it up. So what are you crying about? Is that supposed to hurt our feelings? all our show needs
800,000.
Yeah,
800,000 views on this YouTube.
Our shows.
Sorry.
Yeah, our show. If you pay attention to what's going on, you want to turn into everybody else. Is that the price I got to pay? Is that the price we have to pay? Is that going to make us more credible? Am I supposed to be the slave to the money? What if I told you I already have money? Oh, you should get more. Yeah, sure. But I'm not selling myself out. I'm not going to be doing gambling site stuff. You can. I'm not going to criticize. Dude, everybody in my circles gambles. Everyone. They're always on their phones. That's why everybody had a hard on for the World Cup. Constantly on their phone. Kalshi, Polymarket, all that crap.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I have friends that have tattoos. I have family members that have broccoli heads. And y'all know how I feel about the broccoli head. Y'all know how I feel about tattoos. Y'all know how I feel about gambling. Doesn't mean I gotta ostracize people. You can do whatever you want. It's America. You can do whatever the hell you want.
And they're trying to run a full network with hundreds of shows that they all do with the same type of titles
Search.
for Lakers.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sorry.
and
I've
the
been.
thing with Kalshi, I had to, they got to deal with Kalshi. It was big for them. So there you
Here's
go.
the thing. Yeah, for sure. No, I totally get it. Search. The issue is I've been trying to do that. The problem is some of the females I've talked to don't know shit. I can't. I'd lose my patience with them. I don't care how hot they are. You got to have some kind of knowledge, something going on. I had my eye on one in particular on the Dodgers side, and then I heard him talk like thoroughly for about 10 minutes. I wanted to shoot myself. It was terrible. Yeah, there's no way I would have lasted with that. There's a limit. There's a limit even for the hottest chick. If you're gonna be hot, you better know something. You got to know something. I'm not expecting you to know as much as we do. That's not fair. No one knows as much as we do most of the time. I've had that happen 100 times. But I gotta have you, and most women are not gonna work with somebody like me. I'm a psychopath. They want to feel nice so they can take their Instagram pictures and get in with the media people so that they can go show how great their life is and how great all their girlfriends are. I can't be around that. I can't do that shit. Stuff with just bunch of fake whack ass shit.
Before we head on out, something that's not fake is No Joker, our good friend No Joker. Joe, you know him. A great part of what you do.
Sports Baby's coming at the end of the month. So all those times I said, all you got to do is hang out with me and you'll see. Well, you're going to have one gentleman who's going to be living that for a week.
Is he bringing the family or no?
No, it's just him.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
It's just him. He's going to be hanging out with me other than one day. I have to go get my renewal for my CCW on a Saturday, and it's an all-day thing. Other than that, we're going to go to a Dodger game. We're going to go hang out with Nick. We're going to go hang out with Henry. We're going to have a good week. Vari is going to back me up.
That's good. That's good indeed.
It's always good to back up your talk with real stuff. So he's going to be able to say it. Now, some people could say, well, he could lie for his friend. Sure, he could, but why? Why would he lie?
But the thing was with Vari,
you could come too. You can see it yourself. It's up to you.
They talked about what he was working at, where he was working at, things of that nature. But the guy is, able to. It's not a cheap flight flying from here and staying here.
Well, he's visiting family too. He's going to come hang out with us, obviously, and then he's going to go to Chicago and hang out with family. It's a vacation. Some people take vacations to Rome and France. Well, he's taking a vacation to the United States to hang out with his good friends in LA, in the LA area, and good friends in Chicago. I mean, those are popular places. Chicago's a beautiful city when you get away from the nonsense of the South Side and parts of Chicago. It's a beautiful city, especially during this time. You don't have to worry about the crazy wind and crazy cold.
Well, shout out to Sports Baby, and may he travel safe to the States and spend some time in LA and Chicago. If you have a stopover in Vegas, let me know. I'll take care of you.
If we could, I would. I was talking to Jesse here a few weeks ago. There was something brewing over there. It's still brewing. I'm waiting to see if it actually. Okay. Again, the gaming world is a constant brewing of nothingness. But hopefully, if it does hit at some point, then I'll be hitting you up.
It's been something, all right. It's not something everybody's wanted to see and hear, but it's been something.
You know what's funny? Industry. I've been. I don't know how I got into the rabbit hole of this, but there's been a lot of sharing of Grand Theft Auto 3, and I have it. Like, I was like, dude, now I want to go play it.
Emulators are coming back big.
Well, I kept my PS3 because it's got backward compatibility. And then the PS5 does all the PS4 and 5s. So I still have games from PS3. My favorite game of all time is the first Godfather.
There you go.
It's kind of like a Grand Theft Auto, but not as advanced. But sometimes I'll lose myself in just driving around and doing the campaigns. It's fun.
Before we head on out, I did want to go ahead and mention No Joker made a detailed synopsis of what he thinks already for what the Lakers' future could be.
I'm not interested in hearing it.
Well, he's actually going to display. I'm going to actually have it on display in the notes tomorrow. I'm going to post it on the channel. Hopefully, everyone outside of Joe will take a look at it and give it its proper due as far as having an answer for that one. But yeah, he put some real thought into it, and I appreciate him doing that. And you can do the same. Just send it to LakersFastBreak@yahoo.com your thoughts on the upcoming season for Lakers, and I'll post your articles. I did for Best League. I posted my own, and I'm going to do it for No Joker for starting tomorrow as well. So hopefully you guys get a chance to look and enjoy. And don't forget, I'm on Lakers Latest all week as well. But Joe, any last thoughts before we head on out?
Well, I was very impressed with the competitiveness of this summer league. I don't think I can remember this competitiveness since the Lonzo Ball summer league.
Shout out to Ty Abbott, who coached the team. Do you find that, before we go, do you find that interesting that on the verge of the Lakers were playing in the semifinals, Zach Guthrie, who was the G League coach of the Lakers, got moved up to player development coach and assistant coach for the Lakers when Ty Abbott was, responsible for, I don't know if he's still part of it, but the player development as well. And I don't know what's happening to Ty Abbott going forward, coming off the successful run in Summer League.
I don't know. I'm not too in tune on that part of the business. I don't really have a lot of feeling on assistant coaches in the NBA.
Did you think the timing was a little bit strange?
Honestly, no. I don't know either way.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I don't. Maybe they want Ty to be more of a head coach in the minor league setup, and then maybe down the road they can. Maybe his coaching style would clash with JJ. That happens sometimes. Where I was watching Backstage Dodgers, and how initially Dave Roberts thought he had a chance to be the next San Diego Padre coach when he was an assistant coach there. And then they ended up going with Pat Murphy from the minor leagues. And he felt kind of stepped on that. A lot of times people don't know.
South Bay did have the best record in the G League last year, Joe. So
I have no assistant coaches in the NBA are not on top of my list. I have absolutely no feeling on their. They help. They're helpers. I don't think they affect teams not winning a championship or winning a championship in any way.
I'll say this. I kind of like what I saw from Ty Abbott a lot during Summer League, the way he used his rotations. After Arthur Kaluma got the 34-point game on that Saturday night in Summer League, you could have said, oh, he's going to stay in the starting lineup for the Summer League. But no, once Cameron Carr came back, he was an igniter off the bench for the rest of his time in Summer League. He chose to stick to his rotations throughout the Summer League. When everybody in Vegas, Joe, was clamoring for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Milk Chamberlain, whatever you want to call him, Robbie Avila, and they wanted him to play and became the new Bronny, and everybody was chanting for him in Thomas and Mack. He held his guns. He held to his guns and didn't acquiesce to that and focused in on who the Lakers wanted, who he wanted to play out there to get the job done in Summer League. So I thought it was a admirable job done by Ty Abbott, and we'll see what happens. So that was a good job.
Yeah, good for him. I like
6-2, Joe.
I thought they played the best ball I'd seen in Summer League since Lonzo's Summer League run, which was ridiculously exciting at that point. I thought a lot of good things were coming about on that. But my takeaway from the limited amount of games that I did watch and saw a lot of the highlights is all I cared about was seeing the main guys perform. And I thought they performed as well as they could have performed here in this environment. And the development of their skill set is going to be very important here in the next 2-3 years because they're going to need them. They're going to need their athleticism. They're going to need their shooting ability. They're going to need their youth because this is the NBA now. What the Oklahoma City Thunder did here this last day is even more proof that the only way you're going to succeed in the NBA now is having a steady roster of 1 to 2 superstars, and then you have to be able to recycle the depth every 2 or 3 years because you're not going to be able to give a lot of these guys some of those contracts. And worse than that, a lot of these superstars will still have to take pay cuts, which it's already starting. It's already started, and it started with their number one guy who hasn't even got his first big, really big salary. And that's why I'm monitoring the Jokic thing. It's not just, is it Jokic's decision? I'm not saying that Denver is not going to sign him to whatever he wants. But 5 years ago, it was a 0 chance that you would ever think anything. Now, I don't know. Do you want to put a guy that's making $70 million a year on a team and still want to win? And does Jokic okay with that? Understanding, hey, Stan Kroenke and his people are going to go, hey, Jokic, we're going to give you whatever you want, and we're going to pay you the Supermax. But understand this, we're not going to probably win another championship if you take the Supermax. And that's a fact. That's not a scare tactic. So that little opening there, knowing that can't really be just a safe bet, says a lot.
Well, again, I do like the fact, and I'm letting Tough know this, his car shooting as a whole was not good in Vegas. If you take a look at the stats, take a look at each game, but he kept taking the shots. He was given the green light. Ty Abbott kept asking him to shoot the ball and create offense. And the fact that he was there, for the 5 games that he got the chance to play, I really thought was, again, a credit to the Lakers for allowing him to do that, because we're seeing some teams that did shelve their players after 2 or 3 games. And it was just nice to see, players like Cameron Carr, players like Lindenberg on Golden State, players like Boozer in Memphis. These guys, high draft choices, and Boozer, and they were allowed to play and finish out the entire summer league. That, I think, can only be a positive, no matter how well or not so well that you played, because you're taking your lumps now so you can go ahead and build upon that for the future. Indeed. So there you go. Xbox finally showed up. Congrats, Xbox, as far as it's concerned, to yes, as far as the victory for Spain, indeed. But how we feel
that was
about
probably the
Lakers?
most. I mean, if it wasn't for the Argentina, it wasn't for Argentina's goalie, I think Spain would have won this game maybe 6 times.
Yeah.
That is the most dominating soccer game I've ever watched. I don't watch a lot of soccer, but I've never seen a team not get a kick in regulation to the goal. I don't know if that's ever happened. I mean, it's probably happened, but not in a game like that. That was I follow soccer enough. Again, I used to engineer for an internet soccer show back in the day, so I'm somewhat familiar. It's very similar to all the other sports. Like I can connect to it quick if I need to, but I can't because I don't have time. But there was already a clear sign that Spain was going to win this, but I had no clue it was going to be this bad. That was not a competitive game at all.
No,
it was just as dominating as I've ever seen anything in that at that scale. It's pretty crazy.
So with that said, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is Gerald Glassford along with Joe Sorrell from the Joe Sorrell Experiment. Hopefully you'll check out his channel and like and subscribe. Again, if you guys need your daily fix of Lakers and NBA news, I stop on by the Lakers latest channel over there for the Fan Arc Network, and I stop by there. Hopefully I will have another show this week. See if I can get Legend. I know Legend's new schedule will probably not allow him to be on nights as much as he used to be. So we'll see what we can work out there. John, and Joe, I'll see if I can work out as well if any news arises. But Joe, any final thoughts before we head on out?
No.
Okay, and on that note, and thank you, Joe, for taking the shots, and thank you, Intel, for the super chats as always. It is immensely and greatly appreciated. I do owe John the 25 spot. I believe I have to pay him, but which in YouTube world comes this time next month. So with that said, I will try to see if I can squeeze it in for him sooner. The Zoom executive he is indeed, but you'll also go ahead and make sure you show John the love at Lakers Corner as well. So again, truly appreciate it for everyone out there. I cannot thank you enough for Kirk, who was going back and forth, is on Vando Hill. God bless him. Search, Tough. Truly appreciate everyone out there. Xbox, again, everybody that was a part of what we're doing today. Cannot thank you enough. Good crowd again. JSJ, absolutely great having you back. Xbox, there you go. Thank you. I can't wait for the Lakers season now. Spain into Lakers is going to be a good 12 months. Sorry, Michelle. Oh, no worries, man. My friend, it's always in the archives, and you can always, hit reverse on that. So no worries. There you go, Joe. Truly appreciate it. Thank you again for the super chat. Truly appreciate it. But yes, that's the bad part, Joe. That is the bad part. We have to wait now. I looked at the schedule already. October 5th is the next official game for the NBA.
Well, imagine having to wait 4 more years to watch the World Cup again.
Yeah, that's true. Good point, indeed. Yes, we'll be doing what we can to try and entertain you over the next few weeks.
Spain is going to love the next 4 years. Imagine winning a championship and you're the champion for 4 years.
Viva España.
I mean, the Argentina was a couple goals away from being a champion for 8 years. Only Brazil's been able to do that just once. That's pretty nuts.
Enjoy it, Xbox. The next 4 years are yours indeed. But go ahead and make sure you catch us make sure you like and subscribe. That way you'll get the notifications when we come back for you with a NBA observations or something right here at the Lakers Fast Break podcast. Lakers summer over, Joe.
Not over here, man. It's freaking sauna hot every day.
I'm in Vegas.
I'm sweating right now. I have the air conditioner on.